Hello and good morning, folks. So, hopefully you're having a fine morning. Kind of continuing on what I was doing on in the background since last time. So, okay, legions, right? This is kind of a weird thing because functionally speaking, yes, they've seemed a little worthless so far, but I think this can actually work, and I know that seems like a bit of a weird thing, but as far as I've been able to tell, with legions being attached to particular units, actually there's a few interesting properties that I've been noticing while going and testing this out in the background. So for one thing, legions, seemingly when attached to overleveled units, they seem to do a crapload more than anyone else. So yeah, there's that for one thing. For another thing, they also seem to move unusually fast when they need to catch up to stuff. It's like if you change their formation real quick, like if I go to, let's say hers, let's change their formation to, let's say that thing. They seem to, like, I don't know if I'm wrong in this, but they seem to suddenly move at a different speed than they usually do. So, I don't know, maybe somebody can actually confirm on that kind of thing. I actually had them running an arrow formation here because it essentially allowed for training everybody much faster. The method that I've been doing up to this point, by the way, is essentially just getting these two legions, essentially just telling them go back and forth between these two cities, which causes them to use the roads throughout the entire map, which tend to have a lot of hawkmen and fairies on there. So every ferry that we run into gets hired, every hawkman essentially either gets hired or killed off for free experience. And yeah, so that's the thing. For everyone that ends up getting hired, we're able to then, hang on, where are the options? Forget what my options are here, to be completely honest. There we go, discharge. So for every one of these guys that gets hired, we get a free Balder Axe, free Hard Leather, and free Armament. Which essentially can then be sold for almost enough to actually go and train somebody. So yeah, apparently there's no auction feature, unfortunately, and I can't turn any additional units into fairies, so, you know, having access to this map is a bit of a huge deal at this point. Also, I'm probably going to fire Asmodel at some point, but for now he's just going to sit there, because I don't know what the character limit is, and I'm perfectly fine just having him sitting around. So yeah, we've gotten a fair number of extra units since last time. They're coming in at 13, so it's not anything super amazing, but, you know, all things considered, not bad. I really would have expected worse. As far as what map this is, I still don't remember. Every time I keep having to go through the entire map to go find this dang thing, and I can never remember which one this is, despite the fact that we, you know, come over here over and over. But yeah, it's the Golsvinter is the base here, so that one. Actually, come to think of it, what's the other base here? Sibgillion, whatever, that one. But yeah, on top of that, they seem to occasionally, like, I don't know how low the odds are. As far as I can tell, it's like every step that they take on a particular land tile, they end up having a chance to encounter a certain thing, or, you know, have different items pop up. Like, I've seen them get the occasional stat-up items and stuff like that, which, again, I don't really see being particularly useful for the purposes of this run, except for dexterity ones for Barbara, because her damage can actually scale up as opposed to the frickin' fairies. Just because, yeah, the fairies, if you missed it earlier, essentially they need vitality and, I think, intelligence, was it? Or was it vitality and dexterity? One of those two. But it scales up on both of them to a very, very tiny degree. So in order for them to do as much damage as, let's say, Steve, they need almost 400 to 500 in both. Which, given that their current numbers are, you know, well under 200... If we look at Steve here, let's go take a look at his stats real quick. Yeah, Strength 164. Currently our highest hitting character. So, yeah. That gives you an idea of how possible that's going to be. So yeah, they're going to be used for their buffs, mostly. But as far as I can tell, the magic missiles and all that, they're doing about 20, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Technically speaking, one of the things that seems pretty practical, all things considered, is if I go ahead and put, like, let's say, either if I want to go for full damage, 2 missile fairies, 2 soldiers in the back row behind Steve. There we go, Rick found a fairy. Yay, Rick! Also, because of the way that alignment works, I should probably be switching him over to, yeah, I should be taking away his fairies. I don't know why I have it set up like this. Actually, yeah, I probably could get his alignment to drop really quick if I gave him all gremlins. That's something that somebody mentioned a little bit ago. But apparently you can get their alignments to drop. Where is... whatever it is. Okay, I need to get that gremlin back, for one thing. So the super high-level ones, I'm going to need to go get them revived. Generally speaking, a lot of these ones that just sort of came in, you know, that were just around last time, it doesn't really even make sense. Like, I really might as well just fire them. It's just, it's going to be a lot easier to go get new ones than it is to go get a lot of these. Oh, and somebody's calling me. And now they're calling on another phone number. And now they're getting hung up on, because that is a spam caller. Now, if it could stop dinging, that'd be fantastic. That would be nifty-like, and it's still dinging. Can we please stop dinging? I would appreciate it. Thank you. Stop dinging! Hang on, let me go find where the dinging's coming from and make it unding. I don't know. Like, it just rings in the background and doesn't tell me where it's from. Okay, so yeah. A lot of these fairies definitely seem like it just makes sense to fire them rather than revive them, so we'll get to that at some point. Like, I don't know where the Unicap is, but we'll just start replacing them if that happens. The gremlins are a different story because they're a bit harder to get. And again, we can't make any new units at this point, so yeah, hiring is the way to go. It's actually interesting. It's a save editor that kind of balanced itself. Actually, on top of that, weird bit of news that came out recently that apparently Japan went ahead and banned save editors and console mods, which honestly just seems like, I don't know, it seems a complete corporate blindness as far as I can tell. I mean, it's no surprise. Quite frankly, stuff from, I don't know why they're so behind the times over there. Like, not in terms of a, emulation's the future, whatever else. I mean, like, okay, they see that they've got a demand for a product. Like, for example, let's take March of the Black Queen from this series. There's a good number of people that like it, a good number of people that want it. That's why it was put on their virtual console in the first place. The only way to get the, by many accounts, improved version is emulation, or to go on eBay. There's no, like, official way to get limited edition for that one. But you can go, you can go on the Wii, and like, oh, guess what? No, you can't, because that's going away at the end of the month. Like, okay, well, maybe we, there we go. More free stuff. It's like, maybe we go ahead and we, go on the Wii U. Kind of. If you already bought it on the Wii and you downloaded it onto the Wii U, which, by the way, apparently you can play it on the Wii U, you just can't buy it on it. And I'm still unclear as to whether or not you can actually, like, buy it on the Wii and then download it on the Wii U, so if anybody happens to have both, and would be able to confirm, please let me know. But yeah, and then at the end of the month, it will be impossible to download it again, because for some reason they made this archaic system where they have everything in all kinds of different places all over the place. But even weirder than that, though, it's like, yeah, they'll gladly go after people legally for going and just playing the dang thing on their own time. No, that's a problem. Save editors, yeah, that's a big problem for them. Actually making their dang product available to buy, yeah, no, it's too much effort. It's way too difficult. It's like, just go port it onto something else. You know what's the worst about it? Both versions have 3DS versions. Japan got them. Only for... apparently there was some weird technical jankiness about actually getting them. But it's like, dude, if I could buy this on a 3DS, I would have bought it 80 billion times already. Why can't we not get it? It's like, this happens all the time with stuff from overseas. It's like, we have this amazing series, we put all this stuff into it. We're never going to advertise it, we're never going to release it anywhere else, and then we're going to announce that it failed because it's not what the West wanted. Well, release it here, and then you'll find out, like, okay. Like, they kept saying, oh yeah, strategy games will suck here. How good did FFT, FFTA, FFTA2, friggin' the TOPSP remake, how good did those do? They all did amazingly! I mean, like, especially FFTA2 and TOPSP, like, them suckers sold like hotcakes because they were amazing. Oh, by the way, speaking of, if there's any demand for it, there was actually another one that I wanted to do again recently, which seems weird considering the amount of grinding involved. But yeah, for PSP, kind of wanted to do a vanilla Iron Man run of that one, just to kind of go over some of the interesting design decisions, because like I'm still finishing the one from several months ago. That's how long it takes. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that it might be a bit of an interesting thing to look at. Because yeah, there's way more references in that thing than seem apparent at first glance. Like, unless you're specifically looking for some of this stuff, it's just not really visibly there in a lot of cases. Like, for example, I never really thought about it, but okay, why exactly do the basic soldiers get double attack? Like, now, thinking about it after the fact, it makes complete sense. It's like, it's a friggin' reference to March of the Black Queen. By the way, right there. So you can... Oh, he's asleep, so of course... There we go. They woke him up, they got him persuaded. So you can see, when there's a better unit actually leading it, they end up getting more damage. So if you end up getting like 14 to 30, which has been the norm, for example with Steve leading legions rather than fighting himself, that's been really strong. And then if I basically go and swap that out to essentially have the strongest character of any given time leading those legions, that could be something really useful. But anyway, so like I was saying, if there's interest in seeing an Iron Man run of that kind of thing, I'd be very willing to restart that run, because yeah, it's interesting how many references there are in there. And I mean, I do One Vision stuff all the time. It would be good to go back to vanilla every once in a while. Seems like a lot of folks get a little bit burnt out when I'm going like, oh, just try the mod, it's amazing all the time. It's like, yes, it's amazing. But I'm sure folks get a little bit burnt out about hearing that, so yeah. Always good to explore other stuff, but let it never be said that I don't absolutely love the original version. Because as much as I friggin' poo-poo on it, I love it. It's just so dang good. It's a little bit janky on the balance, but it's so dang good. Actually, a really funny example recently. So I was going through... I was going through and doing the whole Hanging Gardens, not Hanging Gardens, but Sand Bronze, Flying Ruins and all that. And yeah, probably the biggest damage difference I've ever seen. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but yeah, it's like a basic soldier guy with the Lombardia that's gone, and like he was training as a berserker, then as a knight, then he went back to a basic soldier class. Personally, I really love doing that, by the way. Just like, if you end up training somebody as a bunch of other classes to boost his attack power and his defense and everything, and then you switch them back to the basic warrior, they can be really, really good. Double attack, or double strike rather, is yeah, it's unreasonably good. Especially if you go for like a one-hander build. You can set up a situation where like if you like right now, he's just basically a guy with Divine Augment and the Brynhilder, which yeah, he's putting out as much as Canopus at this point. So it's pretty darn handy. It's just, yeah, I really wish they would have explained some of those background mechanics a little bit better, but yeah. It's like going between FFTA2 and TOPSB is an interesting thing, because there's a very slight difference in terms of how they handled all the background stuff. Because I think like if they had handled all the units individually, I still don't know how well that would have worked, because yeah, you're essentially having a system where everybody levels up, they get extra stats and all that kind of thing. So pretty darn handy. But okay, we're just gonna go ahead and not persuaded. Get persuaded now. Pretty much almost dead. Steve would have touched him, he would have exploded. Anyway, what was I getting at here? So yeah, the background mechanics where everybody's gaining all their little extra stats in the background. I feel like if they had explained that a little bit better, it would have made the game so much more enjoyable for a whole lot of people. Because honestly, most that went into it had no idea about that thing. So yeah, when they got to the end game, when they got to the grind wall and all that kind of thing, there was no way around it. Because it's like, okay, you either go get better stuff for all your guys, or you just kind of suck now. Or, you know, if they had gone and maybe explained the damage mechanics a little bit better, like the fact that certain things are really, really weak to certain types of damage, but not necessarily certain elements. It was a weird departure. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it just seemed like certain things were always better at certain times, when it may have also been, you know, racial bonuses, which a lot of people assume were just like a base damage amount, not an actual percentage. Or in other cases where it was like, okay, you know, maybe this unit is really good over here, and it's like they were weak to a particular damage type and all that kind of thing. Like a funny thing, a lot of folks, like, for example, went to the Wind Shrine and immediately thought that the boss had no defense to them. A lot of the weapons that were relatively popular in those runs, it turned out, like, it was this interesting conversation I saw on a forum. Yeah, all these people were comparing all their different loadouts, because somebody's at level 50 and they're getting completely rocked by the boss in there. All these guys are in the 20s, and I should point out, like, past 20, by the time you're doing all of your second runs and all the temples and all that, you're basically already having all your enemies scaling up to you and all that. So yeah, they're going through it, and they're comparing everything, and it's like, it turns out that the actual difference was just a whole bunch of stuff in the, like, 20 to 30 range tended to have a piercing damage type, which that thing was particularly weak to for some reason. And I think it's supposed to be because, like, griffins and flying units are supposed to be weak to arrows and stuff like that. But it's never really explained, and they don't tell you, like, hey, this thing's weak to this damage type. It would be quite nifty to have that information, you know? But they just don't tell you about any of the weaknesses anywhere. Just like, we're sorry. Here's all their skills. Here's what they're really good at. We're not going to tell you what they're bad at. Anyway. So, I think that's probably enough of this shambling around this particular map kind of situation. Actually, you know, I think I'll maybe continue this until more folks actually get here. Because I know like 4 or 5 people wanted to see how this map ended up getting beaten, so continue on we do. So yeah. Now, I've noticed a higher encounter rate generally speaking. Like, sometimes if you... generally at around a couple months, I tend to just reset the map and try it again. Because it does seem like your encounter rates go down over time. I'm not sure why. But either way, like if we go and exit right now... Okay, so we return to the world map, and yeah, it's Mount Ithaca. That's the one that's giving all the goodies. So we go over here. First of all, we probably want to throw some training out there. How many of these do we have left? None. Well, boo. Okay, so go over here to commands, go ahead and discharge some folks, like, get out of here, birdie. Get out of here, other birdies. Then I'm gonna turn out to just wind up selling the ones that wind up being super amazing, I guarantee it. I should probably get rid of this Golem, Golem and Platinum Dragon. I got them just for the hell of it, but there's really no reason to have them. At least not that I know of. I'm sure that there's probably some trade fodder quest for them, but well. Now, anybody under level 13 will... Any under 13 that are dead will be immediately fired. So I should probably find a map with gremlins on for sure. Now, yeah, with 13 or under, yeah, you will be fired. I'm sorry. It's just... It's so much so much more difficult to get them up and running again than it is to just replace them. Because yeah, it's gonna be like 500-600 per each one to get them back on their feet. So whatever, they are permadead. That's just gonna be how this goes. In fact, 14, whatever, you too. Just like, you know what, Viewfighter, you were a thing in the other run, so it's fine. You get to go away too. Nancy the fairy goes away, you the fairy goes away. Let's go ahead and burn down on these numbers a little bit. Young dragon, yeah, let's get rid of you two. I guarantee you there was probably some reason to keep that one around, but oh well. Dang if I can be remembered what it is. Okay, Tia and April, you guys are long timers, you get to stick around. Omega, you get to stick around. You're actually pretty reasonably high level, so I'm gonna keep you. Colossal, you've got a funny name. Velocminator, you're out of here, though. But that's also 500 we can't spare. I'm sorry, Mr. Cow, if you happen to be here. I don't think he is. It was a little bit earlier than usual, so it didn't necessarily get announced properly, so... Alright, now we go to the items. Go ahead and sell some items. So yeah, we go down here, go to all these armets. We sell, like, yeah, let's say 6 of those. We might be able to get one training out of this. Holy dang, it's like a miracle. Actually, let's get rid of this bastard sword. I don't need fencers. Flame flails, I'm gonna need those for the flyers. Boulder spears, I'm probably gonna need those for something. Alright, what else do we got here? I've been told to keep a hold of this thing. Apparently it's the only weapon that princesses use for some reason. No idea why, but such is how it goes, I suppose. Okay, sell 5 of these boulder axes, so we've almost got 2 trainings. Where are these hard leathers? Yeah, and there we go. Sell all those. We probably need at least one more, though. And how many did I fire? I think I fired, like, whatever. I fired some amount of them. Let's see. 60? There we go. We finally have a proper number. It exists again. So yeah, fix the glitch, and probably go ahead and sell the remainder. Still no idea why I'm still getting the overflow glitch, but whatever. I'm only going to sell it up to that amount, because I don't exactly want to completely cheese it. Angel Brooch. People have told me that there's little to no information as to what that thing actually does. It's believed to maybe increase the chances of somebody becoming an angel, so nifty. Now, I'm going to go ahead and probably give that to Aisha then. Alright. Where are your equips? Here we go, let's give you that thing. Equip that sucker. Sure. It lowers your stats, because that's something you want out of an item. But, well. Now then. Training, and who do we want to train? So... you know what? Actually, we might want to train Steve. Yeah, you know what? Let's go to the organized screen. Who do we want to train here? So we've got these guys. Troy's at 17, Butts is at 21, he's at 22. Now, the reason that I'd probably want to train him is if it is true that these guys are scaling off of him, then we kind of have a situation where... Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and disband these legions. Okay, let's go ahead and disband. Just because these aren't exactly the formations I want them in. Now then. Commands, add a character, let's... you know, for the sake of training, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and allow... remove this character, yeah, Legion will be disbanded. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to allow other characters for training, just for the sake of, you know, it's frickin' training. Just because I want all the leaders to hopefully get something up there, so I want Leah to be able to, let's put her right here. That's probably the safest place. Aznabel, I want you to train up a little bit. I want Canopus here to train a little bit. And I want... yeah, I want Aisha here to hopefully keep them all going. So we'll do that. No hype fairies in the squad, but oh well. Now then, character commands, what do I want to do here? Equip item, there we go. That's what I want to do. So Canopus, first off, upgrade your crap. There we go. You can also upgrade to this stuff. This can become this thing, right? Still no idea what this slot's for, but I guess it's kind of just here. There we go, he's better. Alright, you've just got a bunch of basic crap, whatever. Anything better on your boulder? I'm gonna keep that heavy available just in case. Yeah, because I'm thinking like heavy, tower, I mean, all of that seems like the kinds of stuff that those heavy knights would end up using. Alright, let's give you a dragon shield in case that actually does anything for you. And okay. There we go. Now we can go ahead and train the squad. Actually, we're probably going to end up needing more to train it. See, how much does that cost? Oh, just 1,008? Okay, fantastic. You know what? That actually gives some interesting implications. Because that essentially means that you could probably train a bunch of way higher level stuff with a lower level leader. Actually, that wouldn't really help much, would it? Alright, just go for the strongest. Unfortunately, actually no, we go for the weakest because we need that Hype Fairy gone. There we go, Hype Fairy's gone. Go for the strongest. But yeah, in theory, this should mean everybody training under Steve would get a ton of experience. In theory, anyway. And then if I just have him leading legions, then hopefully he's not actually getting any reputation loss from being ridiculously over-leveled. Which means that everybody else would get a nice little bonus to their stuff. It could work. It could work. I kind of wish that there was a thing like, let's say you have some type of legion that would just provide a healing bonus to everybody instead of doing an attack bonus. I wonder if that's something the mod can do. For that matter, I don't know if that's something in the game. If it isn't in the game, hopefully it's something the mod can do, because that'd be pretty fun. It's like maybe give legions a bit of an extra, and oh yeah, they were totally scaling off him. Not even a question. Okay, so that's a good little change. It's a good little training change. Doesn't really get our grunts anywhere. But whatever. I think I'm okay with that. Just because it's nice to have that option every now and then. Okay, so let's get you out of here, let's get you out of here, you out of here, you out of here. So, we know at any point we can vastly overlevel an entire team. I do want to get one extra level out of him if it's possible. We're gonna do. First of all, let's go to see if we can sell enough to make another grand. Like, honestly, I'd really be okay just selling this Angel Brooch. So we can make, if we can make 325 off something else, then yeah, I'm totally gonna sell that thing. Just because, yeah, I don't really think Angel Knights are gonna be something that's gonna be coming up during this run very much. So I wouldn't figure it would be. Okay, cloth armor, that's not even worth anything. Breastplate, I don't think we need one of you. Clothing is cheap as hell. Do I have anybody that can make better use of this equipment? First of all, is that armor better for you? It would reduce the power of his attack. That gives him a bit more defense. Why are all these weapons better than his? Dude, what? He can do healing plus with this? Okay. Actually, that could be really handy to have. Also, it's an upgrade for some reason. It's a pretty strong upgrade for that matter. Okay, who is using one that shouldn't be using one? So you're using one. And you're fire, so that'd be a pretty good improvement for you. Out of curiosity, what does a short sword give you? Just basic slashes? Okay, worth a look, worth a look. So let's go switch you over to a short for the moment. Let's give you the Fire Drake. I know that I can't swap it out for him. Because, yeah, it's already equipped by default, technically. Who else? I'm gonna say Aznabil. Wasn't he using one? Yeah, he was. Okay, so let's switch him over to a Boulder, then. I guess that's a nice part about having your default equipment be required. So yeah, I'm going to switch him over to this, because yeah, having a heal ability seems like it could be really potentially useful. Let's see, it'll make his heal suck a little more, but give him a slight more stuff. Let's see, what's his fire? Who's water over here? I'm sure somebody has to be water. Are you water by chance? No, you're earth. Of course you're earth. Yeah, I'm not going to have him healing, so that's fine. Yeah, it's weird that the Fire Drake is a downgrade. Really wouldn't have expected that. Especially considering you get it later. And tower... that's a several point upgrade, actually. You know what, we're gonna put that on you. And then, yeah, the heavy, so... That's alright, that works. So he's gonna be the tankier one. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and form a unit. Yeah, let's form one for you. So let's see, you got Crag Press. Yeah, let's put you off in the background here. Give you couple back row snipers, as it were. Okay, let's stick Pidgey off with you, and then let's stick 2 more in the front. So let's take some of these generics over here. Pop you here, pop you here. So we've got 2 Hype Fairies, 2 Caster Fairies. Let's see, Rick needs some units as well. Commands, form units, and there we go. Or no, add character, I should say. For you, let's give you Mr. Klein back here as an Abyss Caster. Let's give you Mr. Rapari back here for the same thing, and then, ideally, give you a couple more of them suckers in front, and then he should be able to hurt real good, like. Replace that one, and Rapari's already in your team. Do we have any others that are down? Yeah, we got Omega here, so that should do it. So that should make him super evil. So then if we ever end up getting all the Lich requirements, then we'll be able to turn him into that. What else do we have? For you, let's stick a bunch of Soldier Lintons. Yeah, like this. They should be nice and behind him. Now, formation-wise, let's go ahead and change you to the very front. Actually, no, let's change you to the back, because in that case, yeah. In that case, all these guys can cooperate, and he can go ahead and just heal them all. So that should be a nice little thing, and then if they decide to go for big AoEs in the back, it would just hit these 2. So, perfect. And add characters. Let's give... Or no, let's, how do we Legion? There we go, that's how we Legion. Now, I want Rick... Or wait, add unit. Okay, so, for his team, I'm gonna want him to have Rick, and let's get the flying units on the sides. Do we want Leah in here? I don't want Leah as her own Legion commander. Yeah, because she needs to be for the other one. So you're gonna get... where's the archer? Where is the archer? Okay, so you go over here, and then... who do we put for this last one? I want to say Dio. We need somebody... Yeah, we need somebody that can actually catch them out on the side. So we'll put the other bird. Okay, and then for their formation... let's go for a mobile wall. Or no. Let's go for this. This will allow Deborah, or not Deborah, but Barbara and Rick to be the brunt of his push here. And then, yeah, so that'll work out pretty well. And then, what else? Everybody else should probably just be loose for the time being. This thing is, I want to get Leah overpowered, if I can. So if I get her over-leveled, then do a kind of similar type situation where... Like, she's all over leveled. Her units hopefully would end up scaling better. And yeah. Then maybe pull off something like that, or maybe Dio. He's a 9, though, so it's pretty unlikely. I also want to give him a suckier weapon, just because it's unlikely he'll actually contribute. Not to mention it would give Troy a bit more oomph. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So for now, remove character, Mr. Dude Guy. Yeah, so he's going to be Legion Commander for now. Okay, add character, or no, add equipment. Sorry for all the extra setup early on here. Yeah, so let's give Troy this thing. Right, Dude Guy's already equipping it. Hold on. Hold on. Go fix this problem all nifty-like. Go ahead and switch you back to your Blessed. Yep. And then, where are you? You, one of them suckers. It's okay. Should be good. Give him a little bit more punch. Okay, so, Legion commands, form a Legion, so you're gonna be... No. Add unit. God dang it. There's so many buttons! So many buttons for so many things. Okay. Let's get you. You're back here doing your healing. Then, you're going to get all the soldier reserves, so let's give you this, 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 and then those last 2. The idea, hopefully, is that he actually never gets into a fight. Okay, so you go here, and then we get the other two on the side. So you go here and you go here. Go for that same formation. Everybody else is going to be free. Because yeah, these two are always working as a team anyway. So formation. Yeah, I want to say dual wedge is probably the way to go. Or a funnel shift, maybe. Yeah, I think this will probably get them closest, because I want them blocking him is the thing. It's okay. That will take a whole lot... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's remove a couple guys here. So for this one, let's go ahead and remove these two, and then those are going to be freely flying around. And that should do it. So, I know it seems like a bit of a clusterfuck as far as all this stuff is concerned, but I have a feeling that this will essentially allow the A and B teams to function, you know, kind of on their own. Should work a little bit better than it did before. So we'll give that a little bit of a try, and then everybody else will be able to be free agents here, and then we'll just kind of, you know, deploy them as we need to. Okay. Go ahead and exit. Okay, back to the story at hand. I'm gonna think about it. I should probably check if we missed a birthday during that whole shtick. Okay, events. Okay. Wait, why is this birthday Fogo 11 now? Also, yeah, apparently I did miss a birthday. Missed his 35th, but he's 36 now, so whatever. Happy birthday, Steve. Also, it's interesting, the food that they have seems to actually change, depending on what time it is. Also, yeah, once again, Saradin has decided to stop being a fairy and stop being dead for the moment, and to join us for a birthday party. He's just the happy birthday ghost. As you do, as you do. There's a thing to commemorate you're getting old! I love how they actually start calling him old after he passes 30. Okay, Crystal of Precision. AKA what I like to call a free training session. And just give him a little brochure like... Oh, no, I meant to skip it. Okay. Or do I want to give that to Barbara? That could be really strong for Barbara, actually. What is her friggin' dex at this point? Dex is 129. Actually, her strength is higher. Okay, maybe it doesn't scale completely off Dex, as it should be. In that case, screw it. Sell it. Let's sell that crap. Okay. And other items do we have, y'all? So I need to sell a couple more things to be able to get that other training session, which, yes, would require me to redo all of that stuff I just did, but I think it would be worth it. So large shield, I'll be honest, I don't really see this coming in handy again, so get rid of that. Boulder, I mean, if it's not going to be an improvement, maybe we won't for the moment. Okay, Book of Flame, yeah, get rid of one of those. There has to be something good that we can get rid of. Elder Spear, you know what, let's get rid of one of you. Other Flame Flail I'm going to need in a moment. Fool here is something that I know that I want this one, because apparently that makes the upgraded Dull Wizards. Horsefelg, no. And man, it would be really nice to sell that Battle Fan, but no. Not gonna do it, not gonna do it. What else? Can we get rid of one of these Quick Gates? Because we need 1008. I want to sell one of these. I really don't want to sell one of those. Dang, what is there? Sell the Angel Brooch, maybe? Tell you what, if I'm gonna send Katrina out, okay, not Katrina, but Aisha out. I don't know if we need her for anything. I was gonna just go and basically send her out on a big old suicide charge, and if she dies and becomes an Angel Knight, well, nifty, you know? That's all well and handy, like. So, Go ahead and do that. Magician's Robe feels like it could be pretty good. Plate mail? Do we have anything that requires plate mail? I don't think so. So we can get rid of that, get rid of one of the chains, plate armor. I don't think we need this, because we don't really need any more knights at this point. So we get rid of that. Yeah, that puts us at 981, so we're pretty close. Pretty darn close here. What else can we get? Why is he not using... Oh yeah, that's why. Because the freaking Hallowed Shield is amazing, and we're not touching that thing at all. So, ignore that. But we need to sell one more. I want to say maybe this Book of Flame. Because, like, it's a small bonus to resisting... Yeah, just resisting water. And it makes you more vulnerable to fire and gives it int boost. And right now, I really only have one caster, and I'd assume any further casters are going to come in with better items, so screw it. There we go. So now, Legion commands... remove units. Okay, now we go to the other commands. Let's go and remove your soldiers. And I just removed you? Okay, yeah. Disband everything. Disband everything forever. And let's go ahead and add some dudes. So I want Dio getting trained. So let's put you back here. Let's put Aznabil up here. Let's put Aisha back here. So we got at least a couple of healers going, and we can get one more. Do we want Canopus? I think we want Leah. Or Vad? You know what? Let's get Vad some training. There we go. Alright, now we change the formation a little bit. So we get Mr. Steve out in front. We get these boys up here, up in front. That could work. That could work. Let's put you back here. Let's put you over here. No, there we go. Healing, healing plus, fatal dance, and then slash slash. So that should do it. So just enough for one training session. And let's do this thing. For some reason, it's way cheaper now, and I didn't need to sell those nice things. Well, crap. Fine. Whatever. Oh, it's because of the area that we're at. This is probably... Yeah, these guys are probably way lower level or something. Dang it! Dang it. Either way, they should be 9 destructible, so not terribly worried. Just getting everybody some free training. Not free at all. It's the farthest thing from free. In fact, very expensive training. Plus... And even in this situation with 2 healers, that is still absolutely sucking. All that upgraded equipment! Okay, well, they got levels, so good. And if, you know what, if training's gonna be cheap here, I should probably see what it is to maybe train one of these other squads. Let's see, 840, 680, 60... Yeah, it's weirdly cheap to train some of these here. I need to remember the spot. So, Dardanelle, that's the training point. Alright. Unit commands, remove characters. Again, for anybody just showing up, the idea is basically I can only add other characters in training. So, that's kind of the deal there. Let's put them in the back for that healing plus. Let's add some characters, give you all them soldierlingtons. There we go. And let's go ahead and form some units, and give you a unit, and you go back here and add characters. Okay, wait a minute. What was I doing here? Form characters, or form unit. Where the hell did I just put him? Yeah, no, wait. Where did I put him? There we go. Sorry. A bit of a chuckle brain today. It happens. Okay, so that's all of them. Now we get the Legion set back up. I think it's fair to say there's at least a little bit of preparation for this run. Okay, so yeah, let's get you set up. Next we'll Form another legion with Dio at the front. See, this is what he always wanted. The dude always wanted to be a leader, and now he gets to be one, even if he's not necessarily fighting anymore. But whatever, so let's get you over here, and there we go. That's all well and good, and now we exit. And now we friggin' save it, because we haven't saved in ages. Alright, there we go. And before we get going on this whole thing, let me step away for just a moment, because I need to go check on something, and I'll be right back. Alright, hello every folks. So, after all that initial setup, let's go ahead and get this crap train rolling. So, I think we should be pretty alright this time around. Honestly, this is what I was talking about last time, about the kind of setup that we'd actually need in order to get this thing going. Just because, yeah, I always have two teams that are always working together anyway, so just having a Legion on there more or less just beefs them up. As far as Steve's squad goes, if he actually ends up getting engaged at any point, I can swap him out to the front row. You know, he can just go get some damage out there and all that kind of thing. For now, he's set up on a kind of defensive type situation, because I figure if anybody does attack, then he can essentially just keep his party alive. His two helpers would be able to pincer in on them. Because, yeah, when I was messing around with the formations, you can get them to actually do a proper, like, pincer maneuver and everything. So, pretty handy, pretty handy. But yeah, so this should allow for two functional teams, with everybody else running as free agents, as it were. So yeah. So yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Hopefully it goes well. What can I say? Now that we actually know what's coming, you know, don't have to worry about the utter stupidity that happened last time. So if you missed it, if you missed last time, there's one type of loss that I haven't counted during this run because it's a stupid technicality. So what was happening is, yeah, I would pop them over here, they would essentially get into fights, at which point the game would suddenly say, hey, they retreated, they also flew behind your back line somehow. Don't ask how, it just kind of happened, so that was less than ideal, is what we're going to go with. Anyway, so those guys are going to go take that town. Who else do we want to dispatch here? In fact, you know what, a better formation might potentially be if I go to the Legion commands here. Where are you? Okay, Dio, tell you what. You are going to be an arrow, and let's go ahead and change the change the placement. These guys are going to be like this. So that, let's see if it actually functions properly. It's either one or the other. Yeah, I want him to be at the back. So I want him to be at the back of that whole thing, so it's actually the other way. Okay, so division placement, let's go the other way. Okay, let's do this. What the hell do you mean? What the hell's going on with that? Okay, so, formation. I don't really understand. Legion Core will be cut off. Okay, so, why can't you move here then? Yeah, so why was that an issue before? Anyway, so I'm not sure what I did wrong there. Okay, commands, you know what, just go right there. And see if they end up going in front of you, because that's what I want. So for some reason he's not stopping. Typically speaking, he would stop at that point. So, okay, go ahead and move on that city now. Now they should roll up ahead of him. There we are. That'll work. So that team's moving forward. Actually, Steve might have to fight here, so what we're gonna do... Formation's fine. So yeah, let's actually put you up here. Let's put these back here. This should hopefully keep them relatively safe. Or actually, no. What I really want, with Steve's thing here, let's go to your commands, go to your formation. What I want is for these guys to be right here. It seems like the midline is by far the safest. Now, I could be wrong on that, but as far as I've seen, that seems to be the case. Okay, so Leah, you will be first line of defense over this way. What else do we want? Yuria and Sullivan haven't been amazing. Actually, go to the organized screen. I actually want I want Sullivan replaced. Yeah, so let's remove Sullivan. Yeah, actually, yeah, we're gonna fire Sullivan. Let's go add a character. Or no, we form a unit. There we are. Where are you? Let's get Canopus. So we got Wind Shot from back here, we got Strikes from up here. I feel like Wind Shot would probably be the more useful of his abilities, so we'll pop him back there. Get you a Sleep Gremlin, and get you, let's see, let's get a Block Fairy. Let's get a couple Block Fairies, in fact, and probably a Hype Fairy. There we go. So we've got him going now. Could potentially have some other stuff, but we're just going to leave it at that. And there we go. So, that should be second line of defense, and then we'll see what else we put out there. So, let's put Canopus out. For anyone that happens to be seeing this, no, that's not the actual Canopus, he just happens to be some guy named Canopus, because I know for a fact that he cannot be found in this game. Because he's off in another game right now. So whatever, that should do pretty okay. Rick should take on the first fights here. Excuse me, what the hell are you guys doing? I specifically said go here. And you're like, no, let's avoid everyone. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we're blocking. I feel like when they're turning, they might be moving faster than usual. And if I can get any confirmation on that. And once again, I forgot to put a frickin' exit gate on anyone. Dang it! One of these days I'll remember to do that. There we go, support attack. Yeah, see, even against these guys, they're doing pretty okay damage. So it's worth it. As far as I'm concerned, this is absolutely worth it. Yeah, they're going to take a little bit of punishment, but that's okay. Should have just had him retreat then. It's okay, it's okay. We'll camp out on the town in just a moment here. Okay, Rick, I'm gonna need you to temporarily back off. Okay, no, that's gonna make everybody move. Yeah, I need items for this. Definitely gonna need items for this. Whatever. Dio Squad seems to be doing a little bit better. Yes. Big old problems, big old plot, etc. He seems a bit more defensive than he was last time. Ooh. Okay, and he's doing way more damage than he did before. And he's powered up at this point, and we get supportive. Okay, supportive isn't doing anything because Dio sucks. But that's fine. We'll get him up there. Let's give him some time, we'll get him up there. Whew. Yeah, dude, he's got this. He's got this. That little change was all it took with him. Alright. Quick question. Am I able to detach Rick from this Legion? No. Alright, that's gonna get annoying then. And yeah, Stone Sword still appears to be a set item. So we're actually gonna have them turn around and start heading towards the base then. If these guys are just gonna be chuckling about all over the place. Now for Rick, by any chance do you have any items on you? Yes. Yes you do. Let's go ahead and use that Heal Leaf. Yeah, definitely feels like Rick is the one that needs his curing here. And what I need is for him to find a revival town, maybe some way to actually sell some items. Did you determine if the support attack is based on leader stats? It seems to be. Because when I have Steve as the leader, they are absolutely wrecking face. Like I was showing earlier, like even against the heavies here, they're still doing actual damage, but they can do up to 30. So it's very, very, very worth it. So yeah, definitely based off leader stats. And can potentially be devastating. So what I'm doing, basically, is putting a bunch of people that I want trained into Steve's squad, having him run training in the background. So what I was doing, I was auto-grinding to get a bunch of, to basically hire a bunch of Ravens, then sell all of their equipment, and then from there I was going and, I can actually go take that back now. So yeah, I was going and selling all their equipment, and then was using that to get a little bit over 1,000, which I was then using to train Steve and a bunch of the other leaders. Since I figure for training, you know, whatever, fair enough. Yeah, go for the leader. Yeah, they're all just going to go for him for the most part. If we start getting to a position where it looks like some soldiers are going to go... Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's fine. He's done all of his attacks. He can retreat. That's perfectly fine. That squad's almost done. But yeah, that way he stays over-leveled. And he should still be in a position where he's hopefully getting some charisma bonuses and things like that. I don't know if that's exactly how it goes, but... Again, if he's over-leveled, whatever. The point of this run is not to get the best ending, it's to win it. So, we're going to do what it takes to win, and I think legions are the way to do it. Because we're getting the extra oomph that we need. So, it's good stuff. Now, I can almost retreat. Come on. There we go. Get some levels. And yeah, the way that I have it set up now is I have Barbara and Rick tied to Steve, so they're getting all those extra supportive attacks off him. At least when he's within close range to some degree. Okay, so... there's an item. We've got one healing seed. I don't really want to be using this, but... you know what? First... Nah, it's not enough. It's not enough, even for safety. So... now we're going to want the birds in here. So all, basically, thanks to that supportive thing, we had just enough to take out all those other ones. Now Steve will be able to walk in and help out with this whole little defensive wall situation we've got going on. All these guys will be able to go... let's have you go defend that town. Let's have Canopus go and try to finish some of these guys off. And let's have... Yuria, you know what, let's have you go ahead and try to get what little damage you can. There we go. Let's do that. So we've got leaderless squads all over the place. But yeah, so I think the mechanic can be potentially very, 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 very useful under the right circumstances. Okay. Well, this is less than ideal. It's not exactly what I wanted. It's not even slightly the team that I wanted him to attack, but whatever. We'll just go ahead and let you back off then. Fine. Mr. Canopus, how would you like to, I don't know, maybe not fly into the thing I was directly telling you to avoid now? Thank you. Go after that one. That'd be great. Have a good time. Have yourself an old Flappy type situation. Good. Troy and all them are going. Oh, by the way, I also changed around their equipment a little bit, since there were a few optimizations I could do since last time. And yeah, so Troy does a drastic amount of extra damage now. So it's good stuff. You know, these ones are being led by Dio, so he's pretty low level, so it's not really going to do very much. Yeah, they still technically won here. It's fine. So both the Paladin squads are doing a hell of a lot better than they did before, because they're putting out all that crazy damage and everything. The only downside is, yeah, with Dio's squad, if they get attacked from the back, they're in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what actually happens if the Legion commander's gone. Like, I don't know if they all just leave, or if they become independent, or what. And once again, a situation that I did not want him to be in, but at least they did some damage, I suppose. Actually, no, that's Yuria, not Canopus. And I also forgot to give her that dang hammer. God dang it. Whatever. You're gonna fly around. You're gonna tell me what else is coming, because there has to be more. There can't just be nothing. So, anyway, I'm pretty sure Steve and all the rest of his folks here are gonna be able to win these fights with no real issues, just because it's what they do. He's got his B team, as it were. Just figure it's better to have him supporting the B team than anyone else. Now, you guys just need to snipe the leader. That's all. That's all you gotta do. Okay, one dragon's asleep. You got a supportive. Yeah, it's still worth it. Still worth it. It's only a slight boost in this case, but it's very worth it, I feel. Okay, good. Doesn't matter that they lost. It only takes one more to finish off that leader now. So that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Hang on. Do you have items? No, you don't, because I never remembered to actually equip them dang things. Okay. Steve, I'm gonna need you to move this way. That way Rick ends up attacking. Give him your Rick. Perfect. Perfect. Because, yeah, if you turn them, they just seem to turn crazy fast. For whatever reason. I mean, not gonna complain. If it works, it works. Okay, he's gonna keep whopping these dragons. That's fine. His damage is nuts. There we go. We lost a gremlin, but that's okay. Another thing I should probably mention, I ended up deleting a good majority of the dead fairies, because we can just replace them with higher level ones for free, so no real reason to keep all of them around. And yeah, there we go. There's another case. Another case where they're losing, and they're basically just getting to hop behind our front line for free. I don't like it. See, this is why I don't like the whole fortress sniping mechanic. It's the reason that I'm not counting losses to it when we're clearly winning these fights. Okay, we need to make another unit quick, so let's get Asnabel in here. But we're going to pretend he's going to have damage at some point. Let's get friggin' 3 hype fairies going for him. Hopefully they'll over-level him somehow, and there we go. So he's got a squad, so that'll be 1. And then, what else? We need 1 more for Vad, I assume. Yeah, let's get Vad in here. It seems like his one useful purpose is just suicide rushes at the, like, kind of last-ditch suicide rushes. So, we'll see if it works out. And then, yeah, we'll dedicate a bunch to that, and we're done here. So, there we are. There we are. Alright, we cannot dispatch any more units. Well, crap. I sure hope we don't get screwed by friggin' retreat mechanic. Seriously, it's BS. It's like, okay, you won the fight. Congratulations. They are now able to instantly win. Why? Because we said so. So, it's not satisfying. It's definitely not satisfying at all. Alright, so we got Dio here. He's gonna get himself pretty well rocked. He's actually probably going to lose some units. All I want to do is let him retreat. That's all he really needs to do. How exactly he gave the order to retreat while sleeping is anyone's business. Presumably one of them ran up and poked him with a spear, but, you know, as you do. As you do. So there we go. Now, yeah, it's a little bit janky to use this mechanic. Come on, don't all do... Ah, jeez. Okay. That's annoying. That's annoying. We end up getting all these reputation downs for reasons that are completely beyond our control. We're gonna go for leader. Come on, hype fairies, please do the... Nope. Nope, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay. Okay. And he's gonna guard, and they're gonna bite, and they're gonna do all this thing. Dandy. That's fine. If her squad ends up getting taken out, I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, okay, sure. Sure. This is what I mean. It doesn't make sense. Like, they've just won it. Because instead of going backwards to right here, where they should have been, because this is where they were going from, they're like, no, you fly all the way over there. So yeah, that's it. That's game right there, because they, I don't like the design of this map at all. Hopefully the mod can change it, maybe. I don't know what popular opinion is of this one, but this feels like bullcrap, I'm not gonna lie. Because this is the 3rd time now where it's just, you lost because the thing randomly said so. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good at all. So, bummer. Definitely a bummer. Don't know if anybody else has had this issue before. It's not necessarily like we're doing terrible damage or any of that. It's... And yes, this is what exit gates are for, obviously. But still. So, let's go back to this. Forget if I ran that final training thing before putting them in this. Okay, go formation. Yeah, definitely going to be switching that around a little. So you go here, that's fine. Items. Where's my carry item thing? class, not so much. Carry item, carry item. There we go. You get a frickin' quick gate. I'm tired of redoing that. Also, you get a heal pack. Also, you don't get a heal pack. You get a... let's give you some leaves. And then, yeah. Stack the rest up with leaves, because that should be all he really needs. Rick, you're the one who's going to need a heal pack, because you have a tendency to have that situation occur quite often. Okay, and that's him capped out. There we go, a bunch of heal leaves for you. Bunch of heal leaves for you. Considering how cheap they are, this is pretty fantastic. Alright, let's get just a couple for you. I guess that's more than a couple. It'll do, it'll do. Okay, Yuria, you've got some. Where are you? Leah, you need some. Okay, also, let's go ahead and remove that one guy. So, hello, Sullivan. Goodbye, you are being sold for parts. Congratulations. So yeah, these are all those extra fairies that I got since last time. So he goes away. Also, Yuria gets her equipment before I forget that again. Let's see. I've been seeing it on most recent run. Don't know how it'll be 64 men. Just messed that up. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Like it's just they end up getting launched in what feels like the wrong direction. I mean, to some degree, yes, it's probably one of those cases where they turn at the last second, and because of weird pathfinding, you know, they end up going in the wrong way. The only reason March of the Black Queen likely didn't have that problem is just because they kind of did it a little bit differently, where everybody immediately travels in a straight line. And technically speaking, in this one too, you can have them go travel in a straight line at all times, but at the same time, you also occasionally need, well, not occasionally, you pretty regularly want them to take the roads because they'll be faster. So, you know, it's kind of a weird deal as far as all that goes. Anyway. Kind of... whatever. We'll forget that. Okay, item commands, sell... Probably... Let's see how much stuff it gives us. So, 75 for that. Hard leather I actually want to keep a hold of, and then that armlet gives us 30, but 2 of them, so 60. Which gives us 290, so not quite enough for a revive. Technically speaking, I could go sell that Angel Brooch, which is a little bit, you know, kind of neither here nor there as far as usefulness, so we could potentially do that. But no, I think this team can do it. But yeah, so yeah, the weird pathfinding is probably the only reason that it throws people in random directions, but god dang, it's... Oh. I have to say, like, I've been loving this up till this exact fight, and it's just like, you are losing for no reason. It's like, what do you mean? Like, it's just, they touched your castle! They touched it real good. Like, but we won all the fights. Everybody died. Like, yeah, but the last guy got through and he touched it, so he gave up. He came and did some inappropriate groping to Mr. Friggin' Tactician here, so he just, like, gave up the castle immediately. It's like, man, I am way too into this. Okay, fine. You win now. You just have all our entire network here. You know, you'd think we'd be able to walk over and just take it back. I was saying this last time, it would be really nice if there was just a counter. Like, the thing is... It probably would be a relatively simple thing to achieve. If you have a system where, like, let's say they're saying, okay, their supply network was cut off, so they're out of supplies. So, how do you do that? How do you handle that mechanically? Well, you basically go in and you say, okay, no, I'm just gonna save state it right here, because screw it. So, yeah, the way you handle it mechanically, you make them lose health over time. So, like, they can't recover, they can't do anything else. So, actually, hell, just turn off the recovery feature. So they can't rest, right? So they can't rest. Like, wherever they go, they just don't have the supplies to rest. That's a good way. That's a good way to do it. So then if they, you know, they take the castle, fine, fair enough, they took the thing. You still have time to go back and take it. So if you were already winning the fight, you just go back and win it. if you are already losing it, then you've lost it, and they can probably come in and mop up the rest of your guys with little difficulty. Like, it wouldn't be the big, oh, you just lost, you know, game over right here kind of thing, but still, I feel like it would be way better to do it that way. So, what do you guys think? Like, would that work? So yeah, I forgot to change his Legion orders. Formation, go ahead and make an arrow, and there we go. His 2 paladins should be able to go snipe away. Well, these guys will go do their thing. And then yeah. We are definitely missing out on some mobility as far as all this goes, but yeah. Let's go get all of this stuff out here. Actually, I wonder. I just want you to go scout out here, because they don't really do much damage or anything, so I'm just gonna have them go scout. And then let's get Deborah out here for forward defense as well. Because static, having them standing static is probably one of the few ways to actually guarantee what direction they're gonna go in if they lose. Which most of these squads will. Again, it's just the ones in Legions that are actually expected to win any fights. So we'll do it that way. Okay, so we're not taking your town, we're not taking your town, we're not taking your town. Okay. Good talk. Just passing on by. Just passing by, not trying to snipe your castle. For anyone that ever plays AoE 2. Like, oh, just passing by, suddenly all the friggin' trebuchets unpack and take out the king. Man, it's really fun to watch like high-level matches when it comes to AoE 2. It's really dang good fun. Alright, you go ahead and retreat. You did well. You got your level. You're fine. You took out your target. So, good enough. Okay, so she's going to be out going wherever for a moment. Then Rick and Steve should be able to take out the other 2. Once everything is all said and done, one thing I want to test after this fight is I want to go ahead and take the Helm of the Fearless off of, what's-his-face, off of Troy. It's going to reduce his attack a bunch, but I kind of want to see, like, if it does affect stats, putting that on Steve should create a situation where the Legions are actually really strong. So we'll see. Because what I'd like to eventually have happen is a case where, like, let's say, you know, we stack all the attack items on Steve, and then we just make a thing that's like both Paladin squads, the Archer, and, you know, eventually the Lich, right? And then we just make a situation where they just, like, go in and curb stomp everything. Just a moving wall of death, pretty much. So that'd be pretty darn fun. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we did not take out the leader. Alright, you need to turn the hell around and get your dudes doing that too. Yeah, he's gonna get hit. Problem. Abyss. Whop, and should be gone here pretty soon. Take him out! And yeah, I mean, 5 to 10, even on heavy units. I mean, these are paladins and stuff. I mean, the paladins are taking 5, the heavies are taking 10, or rather, the archers are taking 10, so they're like the mediums in this case. And then you've got the lighter units that are going to take up to 30, so that's useful. Like, I really don't think legions are as useless as people say they are. It just takes a little bit of fudgery to make them work. Just to be fair, how would you make that work, you know? Okay, go ahead and throw that heal pack out there. It's a little bit of an expensive thing, but oh well. Okay, okay, if I have you do this, will they go ahead of you? Okay, they're gonna... What is that maneuver you're doing? Just turn them around? You know what? No. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it so they don't take roads, because the paladins need to be going in a straight line at all times. They're like, oh yeah, all 4 of us are gonna, you know, go after you here. And he's just up in front like, nah. Friggin' 2 hits is all I need to outdamage all you guys. Because I think he just won against all 4 of them. Yeah. He's that good. He's that friggin' good. Fantastic. Freaking tastic. So yeah, they're scaring everybody off. However, we do need to... Alright, we're gonna need to turn around a little bit. Their leader is gone, so whatever. So we need to go this way now. So they need to play defense. Hang on, status. How do I... No, not camp. Break camp. How do I change your stuff? I know somehow... that's not what I meant to do. Sorry. I meant to hit the other button. Yes, I get it, I get it. Get it. Now then, settings. There we go, that's the one I meant to hit. Where's your... Is it L, or... one of them type situations? No. Hang on. Some dang way there was a way to make them have a different direction that they want to go in. Okay, this time, yeah, I'm gonna remember to set you for leader. So just go ahead and finish this off. And another thing that I noticed earlier on that was kind of an odd duck situation. For some bizarre reason, the fire drake is actually weaker than just the blessed. So yeah, no idea what happened there. There we go. He's gone. God dang, these guys are good. So it was weaker on everybody but him because he's a fire element. So he gets a little bit of extra bonus damage, throws it above where it needs to be. And now, Mr. Dio, please go ahead and go up here. Go ahead and take this castle. There we go. As we slowly trudge along here. So, is Barbara going to be able to intercept? Yes. Okay, Barbara did get the intercept. It's okay, come on. Take out their leader. She's the perfect one for this particular fight. So they're going to take a ton of damage, unfortunately. We're probably going to lose that frontline shield fairy. Whatever. Didn't put that dragon to sleep. That would have really helped. Yeah, even against dragons, they're still doing okay damage. Put it to sleep. Didn't put it to sleep. Come on, we need Pendra. And we need Pendra right flipping now. Excellent. So we're done here. This squad's done for. They ended up taking a ton of damage, but it'll do. It'll do. We're gonna have to start upgrading to heal packs on everybody rather than heal leaves at this point, I think. And yeah, once again, she attacked from the top, but she got thrown to the right. So it's not ideal. She's not going to be able to get to town. There's not really going to be a neutral town to recapture and use. So there we go. Let's get everybody healed up. But I believe all these guys should be able to just stand in formation and take care of all the incoming birdies. If they just stand still, I don't think that they can get knocked backwards in a position where they'll actually fly behind the front line again. Very frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating to see that happen. I should probably write a message to the mod folks right after this. It was like, can you please, please, please change that to some degree, because, yeah. That is some bull crap. It really, really sucks to be winning the fight, and they win just because they teleported behind your front lines. Okay, we found a stone sword again, which I've been told to give to Steve, so I will give that to Steve. That does sound like the kind of metal as hell thing he'd want to use, so we'll do that. Anyway. I've been told that it works a little bit like the Pokemon games, where it's just like it's an item that causes them to get better level ups, which would work especially well with the strategy that I'm doing with them here. So okay, have them back up just a little bit, and now go ahead and outside you face this direction. Okay. Now let's have you go in a bit of a diagonal line. Ooh, Thunder Dragon. Not like it'll be particularly useful to us here, but... can we talk to you? Please join us and don't eat our people. Please? Okay, fine. That works too. Just please stop eating our people. It's like Dio's trying to explain how this happened. Like, yeah, guys, so just so you know, we had a couple casualties, because I kinda decided to go try to pet a wild dragon. I'm sorry. He was just so cute and fluffy and cuddly. Okay, they're set to attack leader, I hope. Yeah, wind shot does next to nothing, so there's actually a reasonable chance that she might be able to do this. Go, supportive attacks still being useful. No Pendra. I don't think we're going to need the Pendra either. That's fine. Yeah, they got a draw, but that's perfectly okay. And they're trying to pull it off again. That's what I have Leah there for. Okay, yeah, they're not going to be able to attack leader, though. And this is a way worse formation to be running against. I'm going to wait for the supportive attack to come in, because they can do a lot more damage in this particular instance. Oof, actually they won it. Or, no, not like they won it. Now let me guess, they're just magically going to be in the wrong place somehow. Yeah, they got checked. Whatever. Yeah, go deal with this. You. Right, they're still burning through stamina items. Okay. You just go for leader. Really, it doesn't matter with Rick. He's just going to carpet bomb the hell out of this place. He's just so dang strong at this point that it doesn't even matter. Supportive attack being useful. I like it. I really like it. Like say we will. I think it's a pretty nice mechanic. I know that they got beefed in the mod, and we'll see how that works out. But I feel like they're not bad for what it is, for how it works. It's really not bad. Like it's nowhere near as bad as I was hearing, because I was told from several places that it was just like, here's this thing that will literally never do damage ever at all. It has zero hope of doing so. Give up hope, all ye peoples, etc. And it's like, this is not bad. I mean, you are kind of giving up a thing, but if you do have a squad like this, where you have one guy that's really strong and you're not using anybody else, like, granted, it's never going to be as useful as like a leader and freaking like 3 paladins and a shaman or whatever, but not shaman. What are they called in this one? Are they monks in this one? I think they're monks in this one. But yeah. And for the sake of this particular challenge, I think they're handy. Let's put it that way. They're working out pretty darn nifty-like. I should point out, by the way, his gremlins actually came into this fight dead. So he hasn't actually lost anyone. They're mostly just there because I want to not forget to put him back in there. Because that's what I want his team to be. Because apparently, if I give him 4 gremlins, his alignment will constantly drop, which will allow him to upgrade into better stuff later. Which, yeah, sounds pretty useful. So, there we go. Take out that one. Get out of here, birdies. Mr. Vale, I apologize. Also, wow, why is their alignment going up? Instead, the evil one's alignment is going up. Book of Wind. Okay, cool. Please, Leah, be able to take out that one squad. I think that's the one with the leader that's almost dead. That's the only reason I'm trusting her to do it. I do have that kind of exit in the pocket, as it were. As in a back pocket exit gate that I can just get Steve's whole group over there. Go, doing up to 12. A free 12 damage per round is really nothing to scoff at. Like, especially if it's on everybody. So that'll work. That'll work. And there's another one taken out because Rick is a beast. I think he's going to wind up being the strongest unit, just like he was last time. Alright, but I do want to get them going for some cleanup duty here, so... Oh, crap. Did I accidentally... sorry. Sorry, Almden. I didn't mean to do that. That's my bad. I didn't mean to send any dudes over there. I was kind of trying to just defend the area, and yeah, I wound up accidentally taking it. Let's see, Celestis, the seat of the churches in this place. If they want to, they could crush them. They don't allow for any god other than that guy. Because of reasons. Also, they're like, oh yeah, there can't be any more god than one, and it's just like a regularly established thing that there's at least 6 that are constantly around. Alright, so Sandstorm, I do want to get more of those. Terra, I want to get more of those. I need more healing items, for sure. Actually, healing packs... no, I'm going to have somebody else come in and buy healing packs. I need 240 for that, so I'm going to get 5 of these. And yeah, they're going to get pocketed away. Okay. Deborah, for the sake of safety, let's have you go this way. Again, apologies to this neutral town. I didn't really mean to take you over. So you've been having trouble keeping alignment down, all my units for 110 be lawful. No gods, only Zool. No, there's a bunch! There's like the one that doesn't like to wear pants but really likes spears. Actually, yeah, if you want to see something amazing, go play March of the Black Queen. Just like try to make sense of all the god designs in the intro. Because they show you all of them, they're like, okay, you know... Or no, not March of the Black Queen, the original Let Us Cling Together. And then just like try to make sense of all that mess, because there's literally one that's like a dragoon and a mini skirt, and like nothing on their feet, and a spear. Like, what is going on here exactly? Like, I think that was the god of water or something like that. But yeah, they've got a whole bunch of them. This is not the one I thought it was. Okay, go for weakest. Go for weakest. Try to do damage, please. It's possible they'll delay just long enough to use a Pendra here. Because yeah, the dragons are doing a crap load of damage. Here's a pretty big damage. And yeah, just shy being able to use it. Just triggered on the last turn. But yeah. Yeah, the wind god was the cheaty guy. It was pretty friggin' metal. Okay, Steve, I'm gonna need you to use that item. Because once again, we're running into this bullcrap. Game, I'm not upset, I'm just a little bit disappointed. Okay, what else do we do here? I wish those hourglass things potentially had the option to just stop time long enough to let the birds be a little bit slower than everybody else. Okay, you go to the stronghold. The two of them together might be able to defend against this birdie. I don't think I can dispatch anyone else. Man, I'm gonna be really bummed out if we gotta do this yet again. Because I know I've reiterated this several times, but it will not count. Losses do not count if it's for something like that. If it's legitimately a case where we lost everything, you know, we tried to defend the capital, everybody got completely overrun, there was nothing we could do, you know, there's no way Steve could have come back and just, like, single-handedly wiped out everyone, that would have been fine. Also, crap. That is a bit of a problem. I just lost one of my top attackers. Should have been paying better attention, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. That's Mr. Troygon. It's because I... No, it isn't because I took his helmet. Actually, I might have to take his helmet if he's going to be losing like that. No fancy helmets for people that lose. Go, get the leader out of here. Okay, done deal. So yeah. But yeah, luck was pretty heavy on the whole gods thing. I mean, hell, they had little side dungeons for each of them too. Speaking of, I was talking about doing another Iron Man run of the PSP version of that. So yeah, I was going through the wind dungeon thing yesterday. Speaking of exactly that thing, and yeah, dude, that thing took a lot of tries to actually get that unique weapon out of them. Like, I think it took running through the dungeon like 8 or 9 times to actually get that stupid thing. And for weakest, come on, just peck them away. They can just do a bit of damage here. Thing is, yeah, they can keep continuously losing, potentially, as long as they're pecking away at these guys and doing enough damage that way. God dang it, just let me have that last turn! Ah. It triggers right as the fight ends for them. That's fine. They lost someone, but they can just go in the stronghold. Again, fairies are kind of just free to replace at this point, so... whatever. We might be okay. We might be okay. Yeah, just attack the leader. There's a chance. Even if, what's their face here? Even if this team doesn't make it, that's fine. Yeah, they did it. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, they got their level ups. They can go ahead and just defend the capital now. I'm not too worried about anything else. Or actually, they can probably go defend the town here. So yeah, Deborah. Love how we got weird 50s names for all the archers. You go over here. Leah, you go over here. Just want to get free levels on them later. Steve, you just keep doing your thing. I'll have to get Troy back somehow. They've got some legions up here, so we've at least beaten the first wave, finally. To which I say good frickin' riddance, because that was really dumb. See, did you ever run through the fan-translated SNES version? Curious to see if the dialogue is different from the PS1 official, or the PSP remake when a little purple compared to PS1? Yeah, they got rid of the old fart line, which I was pretty disappointed by. That's like the best line of the thing. Who's this guy? Oh, this old fart's Warren. That's the best intro. Just like introduce your character as old fart. But no, I didn't do that. There was Kane Strider. He actually did a run of that version. The thing was, the only reason that I don't particularly care for that one is it actually has some save stability issues. So I used to play that one just emulating on my phone a while ago, and yeah, it would like 2 separate occasions it actually deleted my save file. And one thing that Kane ran into, oh crap, I need to have these guys run. They're a bit more damage than I thought. But yeah, one thing that Kane ran into was the fact that there's a certain part of the game where, for whatever reason, your next objective just doesn't show up, like at all. There's just a part where you can just be left sitting on the map, and he actually ran into that a couple times as well. Okay, so Steve, I need you guys to go back and camp, ideally. I don't know if it'll auto-camp everybody into the town. That would be nice if they did. But yeah, so it's got a bit of jank, unfortunately. Go for weakest. Please don't kill off all my dudes. I need them for bonus damage. Yeah, they're just going for healing, so this is fine. They did okay. In fact, this might be a really good way for a bunch of units to get promoted, because they're getting a ton of experience from having so many guys on one thing. And I've never gotten confirmation on whether or not random encounters actually count for the experience rate. So if that's the case, like if they're actually able to get all their stuff done that way, there might be options there. Like there might be options for getting a ton of potential units down the road. Only leader units, mind you. That's kind of the downside of it. Actually, come to think that those promotions won't help at all, because I've got a bunch of capable leaders at this point, and I can't turn anyone else into fairies, so no, that would be completely worthless now that I think about it. So yeah, Mr. Evan, as far as that weird bug there, yeah, it's definitely a downside. I didn't really see anything that was terribly different. Like, it was maybe a little bit better, but I didn't see anything that was mind-blowingly different. Right, so they're almost completely back. So yeah, they can go after this squad here. Yep. Steve's group needs to hurry the hell up and get over to town. So we got a headless guy over there. Ooh, I guess we can go try to dislodge this one. Yeah, we got 2 archers, only 1 cataphract. Not too worried about phalanxes, they've kind of dropped off in usefulness at this point. Okay. Okay, I think we got this one. This would be nice if you actually powered up your archer, but whatever. Whatever. Oof. Okay, taking a little bit of punishment, but that's okay. So I'm gonna let them back off. I'm gonna let them run back to town, heal up a little bit more. You know, the usual. There we go. So while all of that's happening, I actually have to go check on my kiddo real quick, so I will be right the hell back. Give me like 2-3 minutes, give or take. Something like that. So, be right back. Hello! Okay, so, see, the third one was curious since I know things are toned down when they brought things to the West, especially religion. Well, as far as all that goes, funnily enough, in some cases they didn't necessarily, like, tone it down. Like, 90% of the time, when they were bringing stuff over to the States for this series, they're, like, instead of toning it down, they're like, no, but it's just God instead of, like, Hurrah or whatever. Like, they just change it slightly. That's about it. So yeah, in general, that's kind of the long and short of it. So first things first, it's going to take a little bit longer to actually make use of this town, unfortunately, due to shenanigans involving legions. So there we go. Do they actually all heal? Like, do they all count as being on the same town right now? Because I don't think they do. So let's see. So we got Rick over here. 141 on his gremlin. So he hasn't been told to sit on the thing. So just remember 141 for a moment. Hello there, Mr. Setabo. Somebody has a mosquito problem? Yeah, it's these guys. They have a hell of a mosquito problem. The problem is that those mosquitoes have very heavily armed people in front of them. In most of these cases. Also, yeah, wow, these cataphracts and stuff, kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, we've got all this defense. It's like, but do you have offense? No. So what's the point? Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna completely give up on even trying to get a cataphract. They suck. They really seem to just be, like, we're here for defense, and that's it. And that's a bit worthless, so okay. So they're gonna take that town, but quick question. Rick's gremlin, is that a little bit healed now? Because I would hope that the entire Legion healed. Please be higher. Yes. Okay, so they are all healing. Good. Good. So it appears that the leader being on the town does cause the entire squad to heal. So okay, that's a little bit of a worry gone. And I'm sorry, Headless Guy was about to go take that town back. That's unacceptable. You know what, Leah? We might actually want to just send you out there, just for the sake of safety. Like, these, by the way, just so you know, these headless guys, they will just wander around in circles. There's not really too much of a worry about them. They will burn through any items that they have, and they'll just run around, and then they camp, and then you attack them in their sleep, and then you shank them a whole bunch, and there we go. So now we've got one new squad approaching here, so... you know what, let's have Deborah... no, let's have Steve do this. So units, take them out. Yeah, interestingly enough, if you turn around, they seem to move way faster when they're turning. I don't know why that is. Like, the Legions seem very awkward to use, but they will turn crazy fast. For whatever bizarre reason. This is gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem, because they're putting people to sleep and getting all their big AoEs off, and yeah, we're gonna need to run. Y'all are running. I realize that they could have done some stuff there, but I don't want to lose anyone. So that's the thing. Big AoEs, big scariness. No. Don't you moonwalk. Don't you moonwalk. Okay, actually, what I should be doing is probably the same thing as the other one, but this wedge formation seems to kind of work. So he's trying to take that town, and we can deploy one more at this point. So yeah. Hopefully the sides will attack first. I wish there was a thing... Like, this seems to be the closest that we can get to, like, I want you two in front, I want the other two behind. Like, just kind of an X formation. Like, a tight X formation is really what I'd want out of this. But, you know, you can't have it all. Anyway, so they should resist these guys like crazy. And supportive attack... You know, I wonder if the supportive attack is actually based off like their stats and their distance. Like, these guys took almost nothing, but the dragons were taking 5s to 10s. So... that's interesting. What is the level of these ones? Like, is it just based off level difference? So 18. So these ones are 18. I believe this was the dragon squad. They're 17. Yeah, I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if it's just based off level difference. Let's see, Steve, I believe, is 22 or 23 or so. Anyway. Wait. Ah, that douche! An absolute douche. Okay, well... Not gonna lie, that's pretty annoying. Anyway, let's go see what's going on in this stronghold here. Lotusism was propagated by Saint Lotus, now the Pope has complete control over it. Everyone will obey his word. Well, yeah, that's kind of how religion works. Little donkeys got this. Actually, little donkeys are backing up Rick like nobody's business. Dio, I need you to go take this town back. Are we missing a very obvious thing in terms of, you know, potentially having this one taken over? Not exactly. I want those guys to take over there. Where's that bird I sent up north? Yeah, they're right here. So you know what, bird? You are the word. Just go here. Go ahead and take that back. That's kind of what they were there for. Time to probably send these guys out elsewhere. Alright, Steve. Let's get you back over here, because they ended up taking a good bit of damage from all those AoEs from those casters. Deborah, let's get you... Yeah, let's get you hunting this one. Alright. Moving on, moving on. We have options to get one more squad out there. No more units to be dispatched. Well, we'll make one if we need to. Vive le make one. Right. Leah, please avoid engaging them. If and you could, that'd be great. Alright, come on, power up your... They are never gonna power up the back row. Yeah, they're slowly gonna peck away at this guy. But yeah, one attack is all they can seem to get off. Oh well, oh well. Friggin' holy dragons and crap. Yeah, you just go ahead and sit there. So yeah, if you missed it before, there's a whole bunch of new options that opened up since last time, just thanks to these legions. So yeah, we functionally have infinite fairies if we need to. We can just replace them, because they seem to, I guess, be encountered by level. On top of that, we have potentially infinite money from recruiting ravens, and we have potentially infinite levels out of that. So there's options. They take a while. You know, I'm not going to sit here for a billion years grinding everybody to max level or some crap, but a whole bunch of new options wound up becoming available. So it's good. It's all handy. Just go ahead and go for the weakest. Do a little bit of cleanup over here. I wonder why they're all going for different targets. They're supposed to just go for the weakest. Yeah, weird. That's really weird. Why are they suddenly doing a lot less damage? Huh. Maybe it's based off overall health of the group or something. Like, I think they only lost one, and it seems like they're already down to doing 1 damage. I don't know. Suppose we'll find out later. You guys are taking damage like nobody's business. Come on, finish them all off. Pew pew. Yeah, 1 damage isn't worthwhile. More damage than that is definitely worthwhile. Come on, don't die. And they even got some levels out of it. Good. I don't necessarily want to see anybody getting killed off here, so let's give me that start menu. I know they're going to engage immediately. Ah, dang it. Give me my dang start menu! Yeah, well, field pause. Okay, at least they beefed up one of the units that could potentially take damage. So they should be fine. Yeah, they're going to be able to survive this fight. I'm not worried about it. Whew. Dang, they're good. Might even let them engage again. Yeah, Barbara, let's go ahead and use that last leaf of yours. Get that fairy back up on her feet. And then after that, I'm going to have everybody go back to town and camp, and then we're going to move on to the next town. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, even the folks modding the mod didn't really seem to have an exact answer as far as how these Legion boosts worked. It's that hidden in there, unfortunately. Like it's one of those cases where it's just like nothing's really open about how the system works. Okay, so we need Rick on the left. So you know what? Let's do one of these. Because if possible, I'd like to have Rick engaging that Dragon Squad. Get them all taken care of. How do you still have your... Oh, wait, this is a different team. Different team, it's fine. That squad from the castle that pulled a friggin' snipe on us. Yeah, all those abysses, only one man just land. Awesome. Awesome! Yeah, to say they won is a bit of an understatement. I think they handily crushed it. Crushed it like a bug. Alright, get the hell out of our town. Let's go ahead and take this stronghold. Still taking a little bit of a loss from it, unfortunately. And unlike March of the Black Queen, we aren't getting any benefit out of it either. So yeah, if you didn't know, yeah, in March of the Black Queen you at least got an attack card out of it. So you could use that, it could potentially win you a fight later, even if you took some reputation loss now. In this case, no. In this case, it's just like, you have been thoroughly screwed, too bad. There we go. Now, take out their leader, they attack them from the back, unfortunately. Because I'm not worried about the archer's damage. No one here is doing a particular ton of damage, but it would have been nice. It would have been really nice to be able to hurt these guys, take out their leader so that they aren't trying to pull off anything sneaky. But it's alright. It's alright, they're making progress. Little as it may be, they're making progress. It should also be noted that if any of these squads are actually defensive enough to the point where fairies can repeatedly keep healing them and can continuously buff them, like what I was thinking earlier is like a Cataphract squad with 3 hype fairies in front, they would be able to reduce them to the point where they're taking less than 15 damage a turn and would be able to boost them for that 15 damage, but you can't specifically order them to buff a particular unit, so it might just not work every now and then. But they could potentially just regenerate over and over. I don't know for sure. Kinda wish that supportive attack gave some experience, but it doesn't. There we go. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the mod can actually do that. Like give them experience for taking part in a supportive attack. That'd be nice. That'd be handy. It would be all nice and everything. Right, finish them off. Finish them off. By the way, quick vote. Does everybody still want animations off, or do we want them on for a little bit? I could kind of do for seeing some animations for a little while. We had them on last time, and it was pretty nice. I think they look all pretty like, but this definitely makes the game move faster. Ooh, Dowsing Rod. Okay, that I want. Okay, first off, you guys need to camp up here. Leah, I need you to go back and defend this town. There we go, that should help out with that. Steve and all of them, you need to go back and camp. And then Deborah, why don't you go try to finish off these guys? You're probably going to get killed, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Go for it. Give it a little bit of a try. Actually, no, you, without fail, will get yourself killed. Let's go after the other one. Let's go here, and then let's go here. Good. That should do it a little bit better that time. Yeah, let's see, it doesn't matter to me. The animations are cool in this game. Yeah, I'm going to turn them back on then, because I like them. They look all pretty. Actually, even in March, like the limited edition for March of the Black Queen, that one I was actually able to go through the entire thing keeping the animations on. Because yeah, they might take a little longer, but dude, they are really improved. Like, apparently, part of them actually didn't even come from that version, is the interesting part. Apparently a good bit of them actually came from the Saturn port, which, well, for whatever reason, never really got a translation, I guess. So, or no, actually no, wait, that one did get a translation. It's the Lucht Saturn port that never got a translation, I believe. Anyway, so they improved the animations, but then they kept the original style for that one, and then for the limited edition, they had improved animations, they had improved graphics, arguably improved music. Like, I say arguably only because, like, the music itself was better, but then it weirdly paused. Like, if you hit the pause menu, it just stopped. So I'm not sure why they would do it that way, but either way, from a design perspective, I'm assuming it's probably so you can know when it's paused or not, so it's the only reason I can think of. But yeah, thing runs faster, looks better, sounds better. Like, that is the definitive version as far as I'm concerned. And it's one of the only ones that you can't pick up anywhere legit, because Nintendo are just like that, and I guess Square are just like that, and apparently everybody's like that, because just it's a big old circle of every single company involved is just like, no, we made a product, but we don't want anyone to buy it. What kind of business actually sells things? So, yeah. So you can't get it if it was on friggin'... yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it was on PSN, dude, I'm sure that would sell like hotcakes, but they're never gonna put it on there for some reason. Like, why? Why won't you put it on there? Why can't you let us have it? I mean, like, I have it on my Vita. I don't have a digital version because there is no digital version, but I have it on my Vita. It plays great. It looks great. Like, there's no reason not to do it. You know what? There's only one thing that's iffy about it. And I guarantee you some guy, some suit somewhere probably looked at it, and maybe that's the reason why we don't have it today. But it's like there's a couple pixels that shine green sometimes. And just like on the top left of the screen. Only on the Vita. I guarantee you some dickhead probably looked at that and was like, no, this isn't the quality that we're known for, and then just didn't, like, nothing happened at that point. Also, I need to turn these notifications back on, because, yeah, I'm not finding out when towns are being taken and lost and all that kind of thing. Where are you? Unit report type, third person. There we go. Now, tell me what the people think of us. But yeah, I freaking love limited edition. See, Jules Hill separates Latium, Alba, and Captrium. This is where the wealth and religions are divided as well. Well, that's pretty reasonable. Actually, interesting story. Looking at like ancient trade routes and stuff like that, it's interesting to follow how different religions spread that way. It's like for a while, like Muslim religion and all that got really popular. It's just like the head trade religion, because a bunch of people realized like, hey, if we get all these African countries that have a crap load of cash, yeah, the people that got the money, they want to be that religion. So all the merchants are like, yeah, no, I'm totally that religion, but what do you mean? I was this the whole time. And so they would convert, you know, go get them some cash, and yeah, then it would just spread like that, because it was just the better way to do it. And then later on, Catholicism took over that same role, because suddenly the Catholics had the money. That's funny. Did you hear Fallout 76 had more trouble? Yeah. It's a shame, because I was looking at this, I was looking at a few analyses of it, and it's a shame because it looks like the world design was pretty friggin' solid on it. It's just, yeah, the whole fact that they did every single thing wrong besides that is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, apparently they ripped people off with the whole rum thing, then they ended up making it out of different materials than they said, then suddenly their main feature of like the end game doesn't work anymore as of a few days ago because they forgot to account for the fact that New Year's might happen. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah, let's go turn these animations back on. So, holy dang, 148. Presumably that guy just got bisected. But yeah, no, that game just can't stop having issues. Again, kind of a shame. Like, I'm pretty sure down the line it'll probably end up being, like, mediocre, but pretty okay. Like, with, let's see, ES Online. Like, that thing was... people just assumed it was dead, as far as I remember. And then, yeah, just over time it became a pretty mainstream thing. So yeah, apparently they just like ran into issues. If you didn't see the story of it, they apparently just ran into issues. Oh, hang on, 1 sec. Alright, I'm back. So. Oh, god dang it. Okay, so. And once again, here we go. Alrighty, I think relative peace has been accomplished over here. To leader of this order, small remote area, must have remarkable skill. Okay. Oh, well, crap. Apparently they're the ones that screwed up the nerdemies slash nildemies slash those guys that got freaking crushed. So they won against those guys. Well, dang. Anyway, I'm actually gonna have Dio run cleanup duty for a little bit here. Cause yeah, actually, how's Butts' squad doing? Probably pretty overleveled right now. Let's see, review status. Yeah, actually they're all right. Gonna leave them alone there for a minute. These guys are gonna continue sweeping the countryside. Pretty sure we don't need this town over here. I don't really like that we can't see right now. Alright, actually, you're gonna go over here. You're gonna also do cleanup duty. Clean up all these duties that we left all over the place. Get all this free experience off these guys. I still have yet to receive any confirmation, by the way, whether or not trying to finish off everybody actually does cause you to lose reputation. It does feel like the kind of thing that should cause that to happen. But yeah. Couldn't get confirmation, so whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna have her go and try to take out these guys then, because at least one of them's gonna have that basic soldier squad. Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about 76 there. The weird part is, it's weird that they released a thing so close to New Year's, and then basically what ended up happening is, like, once the New Year actually ticked over, they more or less realized that all of their countdowns on everything just went infinitely. So it was an oversight of some description, but still. Let's see, Winnia flies Flatness and Lotus. The Academy espouses Lotusism. Should they feel abandoned? Well, that's why we're going to go over there to be their friend. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get there, and then Lotus is going to be like, hey, we got here first. We're their way bigger friend. And they're like, yeah, they got here first. They cared about us more, so yeah. And it's probably going to be something along the lines of your Chaos Frame isn't high enough, so everyone hates you now, because that's just how that goes. Of course, of course. It's just natural for that to be the case, I suppose. Right. Do these guys have a chance? Maybe? I think with their AoEs, they've got some aspect of a chance. Yeah, just keep going for weakest. Poison Cloud doesn't really do very much. I mean, as long as they don't get a crit of any description, it should be pretty alright. Yeah, they're doing okay. Actually, might be able to even follow this up with another attack afterwards. Who knows? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Follow it up with another one. Yeah, I think they'll be able to wipe them out eventually. Just gonna take a little bit of doing. Ooh. You know what? I just noticed, once this is over, there's a guy friggin' doing some Shining Force here. I have to remember to do that afterwards. Okay. Still going after them, that's fine. See, Little Donk is evolving into Fly Donk. I don't know if they can use Hyper Beam just yet. They could, well, actually, no, they couldn't. I was gonna say that they could in the last game, and no, Fairies could in the last game. Just because, like, in that one, they ended up getting access to the same, funnily enough, the same named move that they have here. But, yeah, it just was way the hell better. In that one, it was just like an entire party AoE friggin' double attack. And this one, it's not so much. Those ones are pretty friggin' busted, all things considered. Busted in the bad way, for once. It's a shame. It's a real shame. And they're still going to keep doing it. And they're still going to keep giving us their back, too. It's actually the only reason that we're winning this right now, because they just keep turning around. And funnily enough, they're wasting all their healing items, so eventually this will work out. And they keep making out with each other. It's just like this rolling, like, buzzing orgy of sorts. They're just like, they're going along everywhere, like, yep, just flying makeout party. Why not? Why wouldn't it be, you know? If that was an option, why wouldn't you go for that option? And yeah, all they have to do is dodge one attack per round and they're good. And their dodge rate's already at least 50% or higher, so there's that. And eventually they'll get this. Eventually they will get this, and then eventually Leah will get promoted, and hopefully she'll be the one that ends up taking over for Dio's position right now. She's at a higher level. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's the one that I want leading all those things. Because she's got an AoE, so using soldiers, you know, she would be able to at least have a reasonable chance at potentially winning stuff. Oh. What's wrong with you, much, man? What you doing? Oh, he's just rolling over. Little guy's playing off in the background here. Start getting all upset. He's like, no, I gotta roll over right now. To not roll over is unacceptable. Yeah, babies playing are a funny thing. Sometimes they just do stuff that makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, sometimes they'll just obsessively decide to charge into, like, let's say, part of his crib or something. Like, he'll be in the middle of a nap, like, let's say, friggin' oh, crap, I didn't mean to hit that button. Dang it, no! Wrong button! Wrong button! Ah, ruined it. Friggin' rip run, I broke everything. Couldn't charge at them for more than 20 billion years. Okay. But yeah, no, babies are kind of funny like that. That they'll just occasionally do stuff that makes zero sense whatsoever. By occasionally, I mean with surprising regularity, actually. Like, okay. Like I was mentioning earlier, like a weird obsession that both my kids have had at some point is just waking up at some odd hour of the night and just moving forward. They can't see where they're going, they don't care where they're going, they just want to move forward. Like, they'll just cram themselves into a corner of their crib and they're like, I don't get it, I'm still moving forward, and I want to keep moving forward. It's like, dude, just don't do that. You are sleeping. Like, I want to sleep, but I also want to move forward. Then just don't do that. But I wanna... okay, buff fairies wasted themselves. What a shame. Baby's first rebellion. Yeah, pretty much. Man. It's a trip having kids, we'll say that. It's definitely something different. Like, there's so many weird stereotypes about it out there and all that. What are you guys doing over there? Get over here. Hang on, one sec. Yeah, very guilty-looking dog comes out of the kitchen like, what? I totally wasn't going along licking the entire floor and making it all gross. Man, you spray a tiny bit of Pam and miss the frying pan by a tiny bit, the dogs are obsessively trying to lick the floor all day. But yeah, no, there's so many, like, stereotypes and whatever about having kids and all that. Like, oh yeah, you'll never sleep, you'll never do any of that. It's like, goodbye to any social life or whatever else. And it's not really the case. Like, it's... Okay, the not getting sleep part depends, but... Like, it's really not like most of those stereotypes go. Like, a lot of the times when, you know, when there are cases where somebody's like, oh yeah, you don't have a social life or whatever else, they're just actively trying not to watch their kid most of the time. Like, if you watch them, like, it's not exactly a difficult thing. Like, right now, gave my kid some toys, he's on his playmat, dude's having fun. Like, every now and then I just walk over there and just, like, you know, here, you know, you want this other toy? Okay, cool, and that's it. Like, it's not a complicated thing. It's not a hugely difficult situation. And, yes, still. You know, you'll see weird stuff every now and then. Okay. Whoa, I just noticed. It was only visible on his model. Like, for all the other ones, it looks like just a little tiny glow effect. He's actually got a bunch of little arrows going all the way up, and like a weird Pokemon effect. You seeing that? Like, it was only when he got buffed because his character model's big enough to actually show it off. Never saw that before. But yeah, no, Kiddo's not as difficult to watch as people would say. And at the same time, it's also a bit more complicated, I suppose, would be the way to go with it. What would be the ideal way to word that? Like, it's not necessarily complicated, it's more just like you have to expect certain things and then it's not an issue. Like, for example, anytime that there's kids in a playpen or whatever else, it's like you gotta expect that they are gonna try to friggin' break the playpen. Whenever you see folks like, oh, I can't believe it, they got out of the thing, how dare they go and mess with stuff, I told them not to. Like, it's their natural inclination to mess with everything, so you gotta account for, you know, you gotta layer that crap. You gotta actually make sure everything's all properly blocked off and whatever. Hello there, Mr. Panman. How are things? Currently, proceeding with a relative mop-up of this map, hopefully. And Deborah's reached her destination. Which one's Deborah? You're Deborah, right. You were hunting these guys, very unsuccessfully, I might add, because you have successfully chased them down for like half an hour, and then just abandoned the search the second that you got there. Alright, whatever. See, hopefully a haircut later today, and it's Friday. Ah, crap, it's Friday. Dang it. Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos that doesn't look forward to Fridays, because that means that my work suddenly isn't as much of a factor. Because friggin' nobody sends me job requests on weekends, and nobody ever sends me payments on Mondays. Swear to God, Monday holidays are just the worst if you ever wind up self-employed. It becomes a meme of how friggin' destructive holiday Mondays are. It's just like, it doesn't matter like how much of a job you did, how much, you know, somebody owes you, it doesn't matter. If you're getting paid on a Monday, you ain't getting paid. that's just how that goes. So yeah. Getting all haircut like, getting a buzz cut, gonna go join the Marines. Know what you're up to? Knew it. Knew it. It's exactly what somebody does on a Friday. Okay, Steve camped up, that's fine. What the hell have I had them doing anyway? Right, you keep chasing down those Legionnaires, because that's just free experience. Oh, you got a friggin' Terror Knight up there. What are you? You're just a... Okay, you're a damaged Beastmaster, no worries. Buzzcut, do get my side shaved to a 0 occasionally? Fairly enough. Fair enough. You actually got almost the sort of buzzcut type situation going. It's like kind of grown back over here. Because, essentially we were doing my haircut, and, I mean, I never really cared to be too fancy about my hair. I used to actually have hair going down almost to my belt, because I was like a violinist and martial artist and all that, so I was like, screw it. Coming out of Catholic school, screw all this haircut nonsense, just had the longest mane ever. My brother and I kind of had the whole, as people called it, Jesus look going on with, like, if you have wavy hair and you get it long, that mess looks cool as hell. But anyway, so my wife wasn't a huge fan, so a couple of years ago I just went and donated it. But, yeah, it turns out they give you a free haircut if you donate it. So, figured, whatever, I'll save $10. And ever since then, you know, got a shaving kit for Christmas one year, so she does all my haircuts and stuff, and yeah, we couldn't remember what number it was. Speaking of that whole 0 thing. And yeah, couldn't remember what number it was. Actually, there was a joke at one point where like she was going and trimming some stuff up and forgot which one she was using, and so it just had like a bald spot for a while that I called my think hole. But, you know, whatever works. Definitely won't complain. Got a pretty nice haircut, pretty dang free. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But yeah. Oh, you pay around $35 every month? God dang, dude. What are you in California or something? That's rough. Man, saving some money on this. But yeah, you had a main too. Got a good main story going on there. Funnily enough, if you have really long hair, you absolutely can use horse shampoo, and that stuff is actually pretty darn good. Gotta say. It's, I think it's literally just called like hair mane or something. It's been a while, so I don't remember. There we go, that fairy's getting defense buffed. You know, even when these fairies are kind of screwing up their defensive buffs, I get the feeling that, yeah, just their extra defense and evasion, it's probably causing them to tank enough to be reasonably effective. This OB64? Hell yeah, it is. It is the fabled OB64, and it's pretty darn fantastic. And basically, I'm playing through the entire series. This is actually the, I guess, technically final game, though not exactly final part of the challenge. But it's an Iron Man rule set where if the leader dies at any point, the run is over. I've completed 3 games already without him dying, so whatever. But yeah, going through the entire thing with fairies, gremlins, and other such quote-unquote Mosquito units. This one has the basic soldiers as part of the thing that's allowed, just because like they're even more worthless than the fairies and gremlins. And it's the only way to get extra units, or rather extra human units, which I don't need anymore, but now I can use them for Legion mechanics, so that's pretty fun. How did you not finish the affiliate thing yet? What do you mean? I thought I did. I thought I did a while ago. Because I got the 50, I finished up that paperwork that they asked me to fill out. What did I miss? Yeah, I see a little affiliate button down here. We don't have a sub button or bits. Hang on. I must fix this. That actually explains some stuff, doesn't it? Affiliate onboarding. Okay, so your payout setup is currently in progress. Please click continue to pick up where you left off. My tax interview is under review. This process usually takes a few minutes. It has been this way for like a week. Okay, these guys broke camp. Dio, tell me, why don't you go ahead? What are these Chuckle Boys doing? Get away from my city. God dang it, Butts. You were supposed to finish them off, not let them take your city for free. And our reputation's gonna suck. Yeah, under review. Royalty tax interview. Thank you for being patient. Your tax information is still under review, but it's taking longer than normal, so... yeah, I don't know. No idea. No idea. It says that it's still under review, so whatever the hell that means, that's what's happening. We'll see, I suppose. There's a little email to contact them. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be instant. So I don't know what that is. Like, I'm kind of wondering if it's because I also have, because I'm also... okay, so this runs through, this runs through Amazon. So I'm also a affiliate. So I have an affiliate set up with them, and I also have an Amazon store. So that's, it could just be because of that. Like, maybe... yeah, I set this up several weeks ago. So I don't know why it would still be going on, but I'll email them. Could have just been missed. Maybe they need more info, maybe they need my... I think I already sent in my W9. They might need my, I don't know, maybe they need my tax returns? Who knows? Whatever they need, I got it. Still. And eventually Leo will be able to beat this squad. Gotta give them a hot minute. That likely doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't the frickin' foggiest, but we'll find out. I didn't even think about it. Like, I thought it was just done and people had a button and all that kind of thing, but... I suppose not. And I suppose that's the kind of thing that I probably should be paying a bit more attention to, huh? Geez, speaking of Amazon, I should probably go check, I never remembered to check what my store did this morning. Let's see, Amazon affiliates... because I can never remember how the hell to just go to the link. There we go. Gotta Google everything. And hey, look at that. Crabcrest might finally finish off that witch. Finally. Here's good stuff. Oh, by the way, random technicality to discuss here. So, if you are one of them folks that happened to read the guide I put out the other day, I haven't had a chance to go and update one little tidbit. So it turns out the Wii U shop is actually still sticking around. It's the Wii shop that's getting closed down. And the funky part is, if you buy March of the Black Queen on a Wii and transfer it to a Wii U, then you own it legit. But if you try to download it, or rather, if you try to buy it from a Wii U, you can't do that. Because Nintendo are dicks, I guess. I don't know. It just, the system makes no sense. I don't know why they did it that way. It seems like a complete clusterfuck. I mean... friggin' PSN had its problems, but it never got that bad. Like, it's pretty annoying that you have to go get some older devices in order to be able to download some of the games. Like, I think for actually getting Parasite Eve, or no, not Parasite Eve, for getting, like, the Sega collection, You had to still have a PS3, and then you essentially download it on a PS3 and then transfer it to a Vita. It's a pain, but there's at least a computer method of doing it. But either way, let's see. Nope, you ain't done properly. Well, either way, I'll email them, see what they say. So, what am I logged into at the moment? That is not the right email. Doesn't matter. Email from them anyway. Teams and associates. Get that thingy in there, and there we go. Yeah, I'll just email him right now. Oh crap, we just lost someone. Or, no. We beat someone. Okay. That's a bit better than losing someone. Alright, and... yeah, okay. Basically nothing accomplished yet. Amazon kind of dicks at times, I will say. Like, for example, there's a lot of, you know, affiliate links and that kind of thing in the articles I put out. Just, you know, if somebody happens to want the thing, I can get like 3 cents if somebody buys one. But the thing is, like, I'm still kind of getting into all that stuff, so don't worry, it's not like it's super egregious and all over the place and like, buy all the crap all the time. It's literally just like, here's a thing that's mentioned in the article, I'll just go drop a friggin' link on top of it, and if somebody clicks on it, then, you know, nifty. At some point, if they buy something from Amazon, I get like friggin' 2 to 10 cents. So, yeah, it's not exactly amazing, but it's something to play around with. But anyway, what I was getting at here is, yeah, they're kind of dicks sometimes. This is the 3rd time I'm going through their program. And as soon as the sales get to like 400 or so, they're like, well, I mean, it's nice that you had this demo or whatever, so it turns out that there totally wasn't anything posted on your site ever. What a shame. Okay, bye. We'll totally pay you on that thing that we refused to save. It's weird. It's weird. I'm still playing around with it, but I don't know why they do it that way. There's something really bizarre going on with them. Like, I've heard of some other people having these kinds of issues, but, either way, this is one of those reasons why it's not exactly something reliable. So they're gonna chase them right into town. Dang it. You guys are leaderless, right? Yeah. There's just a couple dragons. It's time to get this team over doing some attacking. Actually, no. Let's, get you going here, going here. Yeah, I just need you to defend. Let's go here, and then go for that type of maneuver. Steve, I need you marching on this town. Because we really need to be making this progress. We've been at this crap for over a week. Let's do this. By the way, whenever this thing is done, I see a guy that's actually doing some Shining Force, so that's where that whole raid dealie will be going. By the way, Mr. Pan, if you're still here, quick thing. As far as raiding is concerned, is that what causes them to get hosted on your dealie for a while? Because I had a question about that yesterday, and I wasn't quite sure how to answer it. They're like, it says that you're hosting a guy, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. It means something, I guess. Oof. Yeah, you know what? Steve could not be any more ready to fight this group. Because they literally can't do anything aside from attack him, and he's got a very high chance of just blocking everything that comes his way. Yeah. You guys have 0 chance. See, neat, that's one of the things. Okay, so is it just like anything that's related to you, then... or that's related to the stuff they end up trying to do that raid thing for? Is what it ends up doing? I would hope. And would assume. So I gotta remember to pause at the end of this fight, because it looks like Dio and his pet butts over there, they're finally in the position that I want them to be. Okay, you keep doing all those debuffs on my soldier guys, they totally care. Funnily enough, poison in this game, it doesn't actually do damage over time. Let's see, an auto-host picks if you have no one. I think it was automatically hosting the No Way guy. I don't know if he's actually on SRPG Discord or not. Dude seemed to have quite a few people behind him. But yeah, it's the guy was doing a kind of vanilla blind run of TOPSP, which was pretty darn nifty to watch. So yeah, I only got to stick around for a little bit, but it seemed like a good guy. So just went ahead and I think I did the thing. I don't know, maybe I did a thing. And block. There you go. Okay, fire breath, whatever, not terribly scary, and you're done here. The only reason I'm having him retreat here is because I don't want to risk any of these soldiers. So yeah, if you didn't know, if these soldiers die, it's just insta-permadeath. You can't really revive them, but that's why you get more. And okay, so he's going to go back to where he needs to be. They're already pushed off the town, so no worries. Hopefully Rick or Barbara will be able to clean up the mess, and then we just got to take out this douchebag up here, whatever his face is. Man, you're looking mighty Imperial there. Okay, so freaking Knight Commander. Dang Temple Commandos. I love how they give them increasingly cooler names in every single game. Like, oh, in this case, like, oh, Temple Commandos. Over here, they're like Knight Commanders. Or, yeah, I think Temple Commandos are my favorite one. It's like they wanted to say Commander, but they couldn't remember the word for it. So I'm like, oh, he's a Commando. So it's just like some paladin going through Vietnam with like dual machine guns or something. He's the Templar Commando. That'd be pretty awesome. That needs to be a thing somewhere. Just like, he's like in his full like Crusader getup and everything, except it's just camouflaged. That'd be nuts. I'm sure somewhere somebody has like redneck camo on friggin' armor. That has to be a thing. So yeah. G.I. Joe, exactly. It's like no, he's the super Catholic G.I. Joe, that's what it is. Like, he's there for America and Jeebus. Alright, so we got this town. People, what do you think about? Ooh, it's the revival center. I gotta get wait a minute, you're not the one that needs revivals, it's Rick that needs revivals. Actually, you're not here for that? You came all the way to see me? Yeah, sure. You know, actually no, I don't have the money to revive anyone right now. Because I need at least $1,000 to pull that off. Okay, whatever. You guys sit tight for a moment. What else is everyone else doing? Barbara or Deborah. The, friggin' Diana in training. There you go. This guy's napping. These guys, I forgot to reposition, so whatever. You go this way, you're probably gonna end up camping pretty soon here. Oh, you're kidding me! We're doing this again? Okay, here. Move onto this mountain. So we ran into a lot of weird tomfoolery as far as all this goes recently. So terrified units and leadership units, or leaderless units, will always run away. Skin more Hawkmen for cash? I will. I consider that more of a background thing. It was relatively fun, but, you know, I just kind of leave it running in the background while I'm doing work stuff. And then just every time a Hawkman comes up, just hit circle a couple times, get a free Hawkman. Because everyone in my group is high alignment enough to the point where it's just like, they just immediately join no matter what. Even Rick, who I've been trying to make evil, is such high alignment that just everyone wants to be his friend now. Which is a pretty large departure from the fact that he had 0 charisma and could never even get skeletons to be his friends in the last game. And that fairy's almost dead. Yeah, Canopus, your team isn't very good. Yeah. Pause, please. Okay. Do you has leaves? No. Well, go back here. Odds are they're never going to be able to finish that one off. You know what? Let's have Steve march. Everybody else is all good. Let's get these 2 squads cleaned up. We can at least see what'll happen. But I'm pretty sure this trio will have no trouble at all taking this guy out. Or no. You know what? Stop for a moment, because I need Yuria to get her experience. We go right here. That should be okay. Yuria needs to chase down this squad right here. If you're wondering why, they're literally just free experience. I mean, they're just a group of rando soldiers without names, so yeah. It's good stuff, it's good stuff. Alright, we just broke the camp, that's fine. Chuckle Boy's about to take a town for free. Really hate when that happens. You can vaguely corral them, but it's still a little problematic at times. Oh my goodness. Okay, no. This could not be any more of a hard counter. Please go to sleep. Thank you. Please put another one to sleep. Whatever. That's leave that as it is. That is a triple Diana squad. That is 9 arrows of plain herdiness flying out at all times. It's freaking terrifying. Okay, supportive attack, still doing 1 in this case. I don't know what's causing them to scale weirdly. Because okay, so I should explain. Earlier on, there was a case where they were doing, like, up to 10. Actually, no, up to 12. In rando fights, they were doing up to 30. Halfway through the fight, they just kind of stopped for some reason. Oh yeah, let's go get the essence of pure evil out here. Kill everybody with the balls. Stop smacking everyone with your balls there, Rick. That's why nobody likes you. It's unfortunate. It's not the kind of friend you want to have. Okay. So what do we have here? Okay, they've retreated. They've also got a couple squads that they've been keeping in the back by the looks of it. Right. So we retreat. This is fine. Or no, that was that same guy. Okay, so he might go for defending their capital. I'm going to take them back to let Rick recover. It doesn't matter, they've lost a unit, so they're already drastically weaker than before. Everybody else is just kind of running around, doing their thing. Alright, Canopus, I got a job for you. That is scaring this guy off this town. So yeah, if you missed it earlier on, we were having a bit of a major issue when it came to weird AI mechanics of the game, in which sometimes when you beat fights, if it's super chaotic, it'll just launch somebody in a random direction. So we kept having a situation where it ended up like automatically game overing the map because somebody would just teleport behind our front lines straight into the capital. So, considering that was just more a matter of bad game design, that obviously wasn't going to let that one stick. It's weird that happened. It hasn't come up pretty much any other time throughout this entire run, and yeah. So I'm not sure how prevalent that's going to end up being. I really hope it doesn't become more of a normal thing going forward. There were several cases where there were Hawkmen like trying to snipe the base and everything, but it never was like that. Like, it never was just straight up, oh, it's game over because of a weird technicality 5 seconds in, so... That's not fun for anyone, so... There's that. Okay. Moving forward. Okay, they're ready to attack. There we go. I'm gonna head and emailed Amazon to get some idea of what's going on. Hopefully that tells me something. Didn't see if we got any levels out of that, but we're alright. I still don't know whether it's a good or bad decision that this game doesn't have a level up sound. Okay. How do you go over here? Because I want to funnel all those remaining squads into one place. These guys should probably have healed enough. So let's get them moving forward. Dio, please go ahead and break camp for your Legion and move forward. The only reason I'm trying to take her out is because it feels like this is a special unit. They had more items than everybody else. So I feel like they're probably worth taking out. They might drop something interesting. Typically they've been pretty generous with the drops up to this point. So it makes me think a lot of these guys are probably carrying loot on them. In fact, you know what? Yuria, you go defend this town. That should prevent them from charging forward, and that would allow these guys to go take this one out. Ooh, interestingly enough, they want to charge down from that. Okay. I guess forget that guy. Go after this one. Let's see what happens. So you gotta focus on work. Big project coming around. Alright, well, good luck, Mr. Panman. Have a good one. Have yourself a fine day, and take care. We'll see you around later-ish. Alright, come on, whop him! Give him a whop! Alright, and I'm back. Had a little bit of a quiet moment there. Happens. So yeah, just about wrapped up with this fight here. Hopefully gonna be a relatively easy boss fight at the end. I'm assuming probably not. But I do have 3 squads that are completely stacked towards fighting one guy in particular, so wouldn't imagine it'd be too much of an issue. So I suppose we'll see. Ooh, forest tunic, that sounds useful. Wonder if that's the Sherwood set. There's a lot of sets and items so far that seem to be carried over between OB64 and Knight of Lotus. So I kind of wonder if maybe it was the same people that made it. Somehow, surprisingly, I have never checked that up to this point. Okay, so we're gonna have them attack a bit of a diagonal angle so that Barbara and Steve have a go at this guy. Because yeah, Rick is probably still a bit damaged. Arguably, he was already pretty mentally damaged to begin with. But no, I just mean physically damaged. So his squad has seen better days, but it's alright. So what I would assume is that Barbara should be able to snipe the leader off of these guys. And then Steve should be able to beat their leader full stop. Worst case scenario, probably might be able to pull out a Pendra. Alright, you're here for sniping leader, right? Attack leader. At least they took out one of their Dianas last time. That thing was pretty terrifying. So yeah, a bit much in terms of damage, I have to say, out of this team. A little bit surprised. Like, considering everything that they've had up to this point, it's a little weird that they waited up until now to suddenly say, hey, you know, here's this thing that suddenly says, you know, you can get all this extra damage out of them. One thing that is actually pretty interesting is that the supportive attacks, they're actually allowing the Pendra to be charged a little bit better. So even if on that alone, I think they're worth having. And I know we probably should save this for the leader, but there's a chance to break through right now. Worst case scenario, we can wait a little bit more time and just allow it to charge. But we're not going to get very many chances to break through here, so there we are. A little bit of experience, knock them back, it works. And then if we just have Steve attacking, we should be okay. Okay. Go ahead and change your Legion commands a little bit. Change your formation to a wedge shift. And go take him out. That should be another fight. Should be the end. I mean, yes, they are way slower in terms of general, like, overall movement, but I have to say their weird shift-around movements, like when they're flanking around to the sides and everything, they do seem weirdly fast. So I'm sure there's some side mechanics that are maybe being missed there. Okay, this is not going to fly. I think she only gets 2 attacks from the second row. Might only be 1 attack. I hope it's not 1 attack. Because if she can finish off that unit back there, that would be helpful. What are you going to do? Okay, actually, they might not have enough damage to finish off her squad. There we go, perfect. So she still gets her 2. Yeah, if I retreat, it's going to send everybody backwards. That's also another downside. If any of the squads run to a position where they might have to retreat, it sends everybody backwards. Especially, like, the leader is one thing, but losing anyone seems to send everyone backwards. Man, complete word soup coming out my face. And I didn't want Barbara fighting this fight. Crap. 1 sec. Alright, and back. Yeah, it's like all the kiddos always know. Like, you just got to an important scene. What made you think you could impose them and live? Like, wait a minute, no you can't be. It's evil Debonair? I don't know who the hell... I don't remember who Proofless is, but he looks like evil Debonair. Proofless Vots of the Caligulous Order. Let's see, Gate of the Radiant Cross. God, is your title long enough? This entire time we were just walking over, this guy was just trying to introduce himself. So, go tell the others and cower in fear if you survive. He says, backing up and allowing the leader to walk backwards when he probably would have won at that range. Wow. Dude's got health. Okay. This team is screwed, by the way, because I was in no way expecting them to take on this fight. Okay, good. Keep on wasting time. Take at least 1 shot. If everybody can take at least 1 shot, I need to get them out of here. Yeah, they're going to start taking losses like crazy if I don't do that. I wanted Steve to take on that group, but I think we're going to need all 3. Yeah, Steve's going to keep attacking here. Yeah, he's also going to attack from the side at the same time. Might have to retreat out of this one, but we'll see. Oh, interesting! They got a side attack? From the very start? Okay. He does a fair bit of damage. If he crits, he can insta-kill Steve. That's a first. And we're losing some support units. We're losing more support units. Okay, they got some damage off. That'll work. I really can't risk it. The fact that he can potentially crit insta-kill Steve is just... not after 3 games. Not after 3 games. I'm not going to let it end just like that. So, okay. They all need to back off and go here. What we need is probably Pendras. which are a good ways off since they all just got burned doing other stuff. Butts might be able to break through, so I'm gonna let him continue marching onward here. Now it looks like this one squad wants to take on Rick. That's a smart move with no problems whatsoever. Actually, yeah, this formation worked out really well for him. Okay. That guy got double buffed, so... yeah. Rick will be able to finish him. He might lose his frontline fairy. Or gremlin. Interesting. Okay, even his defense is really high at this point. That's weird. Yeah, he like... wow. Dude takes no damage now. Huh, okay. He's well on his way to be a Lich, then. Very fitting. Alright. If they get back, once they recover, it's pretty much a shoo-in that they'll be able to beat him. These guys are a bit of a different story, because yeah, they might just be able to get in there, carve him up, and that's it. Like, if at any point Butts gets a crit, no question, that's just the end of that team. Or that guy. Alright, and I'm back, and I'm pretty sure that there's not really going to be a whole lot of them beating that squad. I mean, they're just going to go one experience at a time. Whatever, you know, a little bit extra. Might take a minute, but if all of the buffs end up flying where they need to, like worst case scenario, if they're taking too much damage, I can just swap around what positions everyone's in. But yeah. They can only win this on technicality, all things considered. They can just slowly peck away at these guys. Just because, weirdly enough, they have a fairy. Of all things, they have a frickin' fairy. Which is kind of more helpful than anticipated right now. Because it's buffing the one guy that we're consistently aiming at. And all of them are putting everything they can into this guy, but just that one buff is enough to put him over. Alright, I take that back. They're probably going to take a couple losses here, and suddenly everyone's targeting a different guy for some reason. You know, random feature idea for the mod if it's somehow possible? is for your squads to have the ability to just auto heal themselves if they hit critical. Like if you have heal leaves. This is frustrating because I kind of have to wrap it up for the day, but I don't want to leave it right at the very end like this. What's everyone's status? Are you kind of okay? No, they're still heavily damaged. They're about halfway healed. Come on. Come on, every peoples. It's just mop up at this point. Alright, that maneuver right there, by the way, good example of what I was talking about. So if they need to get into position, they seem to be able to break the speed cap. Or whatever their normal speed cap is. Oh, wow. That didn't turn out well at all. He still might be able to outdamage them all, but it's unlikely. Like, if he gets a crit, and he also gets double buffed, then there's a good chance he can win this. Come on, yeah. Okay, so he gets one buff. What about a second buff? You want to buff him? Good. Double buffed. So here, I want to point out that, yeah, they've got basically unlimited resources and a huge army. We've got one overleveled paladin. That's more than enough. Alright, and back. A little bit of a random chaos in the background. Anyway. So first off, I thought she died. Like, I thought she got taken out by that one guy, and I thought he got kidnapped. So, what the hell's going on here? Well, see, here's the thing. You can just kind of pull the whole traitor card that everyone else did. Like, oh, I want to be stronger than everyone, so he's gonna look up... He's gonna turn out to be the bad guy, isn't he? Want them to be... Really? Okay, he's going off the deep end. He's going straight off the deep end. Gee, I wonder how he's gonna accomplish it. Oh boy. So he's getting Apocrypha, isn't he? Wait, what? So, you know, I just noticed this guy looks a lot like Nightshard in Night of Lotus. Okay. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong. Yeah, says the guy who just convinced the guy to go sacrifice his family to bring friggin' hell demons. Oh no. Hang on, be right back. Again, I thought he killed her in the last scene. Or not. You know, there's actually surprisingly not terribly murder happy in this one.